when we beat you to death, it will be a very unpleasant experience. Horrible. You will beg for death. We will not let it happen because I am the botanist and I can keep healing you over and over again. Like some twisted version of like the Pokemon Super Soaker strats. This Vulcan just grabs your little mushroom head and rips it off. I'll be there to pour some healing potion in your wounds. It'll grow back deformed. And then, as Frog just repeatedly just curb stomps your teeth, your little weird mushroom teeth that you have, you little freak, into a rock, he'll just curb stomp you over. I'll be there pouring a potion down on your skull, mending it in a grotesque, horrid fashion. So yeah, just don't fuck with us. This is it. Heavy pierce damage. You deserve that. You 100% deserve that for what just happened. That was fucking disgraceful. So disappointed.
Son of a bitch.
Die. He can't keep getting away with it, chat. He can't keep getting away with it.
As one. You can do this.
Kill him. Thank you. This man has survived with like 2 HP twice because of last minute animation. No. Why? The brainwashing doesn't work on us. I've worked so hard to become an idol, but no one took any notice of me. Huh, yeah, funny. I wonder what that's like. Huh. Doing all this work and all this behind the scenes shit no one watches. Huh. You know, at least I'm not a fucking bitch about it. I wanted people to look at me. Yeah. Big news. Originally, the big news was going to be I got a new model for today's occasion, and by new model I mean I recolored it in like 10 minutes. But the bigger news happened in testing. I don't have to display capture for I don't have to display capture for Space Marine 2. I tested it beforehand because I figured that'd be the smart thing to do. The responsible streamer thing. And I can play it in game capture. I don't have to display capture. Now you guys won't have to see my fucking everything. That's the downfall of every streamer. Vosh with his lollies getting fucked by horses. That got caught because he was display capturing. Pirate Software faking his own hype train. That got caught in display capture. The Lord only knows what's gonna be on my display capture one day, so I try to use that as little as possible. But yeah, I got a White Scars mod because we're doing Warhammer stuff today. What else is there? I brightened up a lesbian's day. I guess they do like, they work for a moving company, and everybody basically called off, you know, that old chestnut in the workplace. and it was just them, and they were exhausted. They went to go pick up their medicine, and tomorrow was getting worse for him. I was like, hey, yo, we got these like dum-dum suckers that we're supposed to give out to people that get vaccines as like a bribe. And I was like, you know what? You take one. No. Take two of them. If you need them. It was a little thing. But I played it up and it made her laugh. And for everyone goes, well, how you know they're lesbian? Because they actively told me my wife. Straight up hit me with a women, am I right? One time. She's super cool. I like her. But yes. Originally, it was supposed to just be Space Marine, but I got interested in Warhammer Fantasy. So I figured we learned about that. Yeah. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that happened? Oh, I recorded some stuff for the Let's Play of like a Fallout 4 modded horror game. Most of that I'm gonna have to cut out though, because it was just me dismantling shit in Sanctuary. That's the name. I spent so much time in Sanctuary, yeah, I forget their name. Why? I'm trying to think, 'cause I feel like there's been quite a bit of what happened in like the one day I wasn't streaming. I can't quite remember. But yeah, today's plan is going to be we'll watch a video on Warhammer Fantasy, just kind of like a rundown of like the basic factions and stuff. And then we will play some Space Marine. Yeah, let's let me go over here and we can just kind of get into it, eh? Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is every Warhammer faction or Warhammer Fantasy faction explained by Anchor's No Work. From what I understand, he's a pretty good source of information when it comes to Warhammer Fantasy. I think we actually watched one of his videos on stream a while back. It was his Pelennor Whitestrike Elder Scrolls video, which is a great video. Guess a little information about my background with Warhammer Fantasy. All I know is I played a ton of Vermintide 2 with Vulcan. Let's see what else. The Rats of New York won in the end, and then they destroyed the world. There's a hot dark elf mommy queen and her son, and they fuck. And then there's a hot Russian ice witch queen or something. So yeah, let's just get right into it, I guess.
Controversial statement. I like.
Hopefully that sounds good.
Warhammer. It's always a joy to have more people to play with and interact.
Let me turn it down. It seems a little loud.
It's a chance for me to try and convert someone, anyone, into accepting that the Eldar are actually really cool and interesting. And please, just for 5 minutes, stop saying elf bad. But speaking of elves,
I don't know. Pelennor set the bar real high for elf bad.
There's always one thing in common with them. None of them realize there's more to Warhammer than Space Marines, Tyranids, and spikier Space Marines. There's a whole other pair of settings that also exist.
Honestly, Warhammer Fantasy was probably my first real introduction.
Because the best Warhammer setting is right there.
Like Vulcan talked about it, but
then it came back.
not so much.
You don't even have to collect
I got into it until like afterwards.
Kind of. Warhammer Fantasy has been around longer than even 40k. It's had its ups, it's had its downs.
Oh, here, let me
It got
fix
blown
the...
up for a little bit, but thanks to Total War, Vermintide, and the constant nagging of the community, you can once again play in the old world with elves.
Oh, did they
dwarves,
fix
and
the
humans
end
as
times?
standard, but also some more out
That was
there
kind of...
races, such as
Admittedly, that is like what little I know. That was one thing I did not like, is like there's a definitive end. Like Warhammer, it never ends, and that's kind of like pointing the tip up. Let me fix the chat box there. There we go. It's like, in the end, it's just like the rats one, which is a cool concept, but well, if you're not a rat boy.
Magical frogs, rats, and Walmart shoppers. And not enough people know about them. Not nearly enough. And not nearly enough people learn that this
God,
setting is even a thing. So I'm gonna be doing my...
Hold on. They really are the Walmart shopper. Hold on. Stereotypical American art. On wheelchair. This is not what I was looking for, but whatever. It's just a bunch of sexy Americana women in wheelchairs. You will not look.
about them. Not nearly enough. And not
Yeah, I could not find
know
it.
that the setting is even a thing. So I'm gonna be doing my part today.
I'm
Today
doing my
gonna
part.
learn you all about every faction in Warhammer Fantasy. Some of them had extensive army lists and plot relevance. Some of them languished when unupdated army books for years on end, and some of them until recently
Harlequins.
were relegated to about 3 pages of background lore. Doesn't matter, we're doing
Yeah,
it. If you can
Harlequins.
conceivably consider it an actual faction, they'll be here. Think of it as a companion to this video. That one was me trying to overview
You were
the
doing
setting as a
Warhammer
whole,
Deal
and
War.
this one is about the groups of people.
Promoting another video of mine before this one's properly started. I'm a real YouTuber now.
So let's dive
Oh,
into the
that's what
world
I've been
of
doing
fantasy
wrong.
and see what all that nonsense about them having the Warhammer is all about. But you're about to start listening to me list off all kinds of factions.
I guess
And
that
you
makes
know
sense
what
about the
you'd be
Warhammer
listening to
part.
me with? Raycon and their Everyday Earbuds, the sponsor of this video. Raycon's Everyday
Oh
Earbuds
yeah,
are
another
some of the
Raycon
finest available
sponsor.
online,
I guess
and they've got
I guess
different
we'll watch it
just
because
to go
we're
that extra
stealing his
mile.
content.
Let's just get right into the features of these bad boys. Multi-point connectivity, so if you and someone else want to share the music, you can with no problems.
I do
Active
not
noise
want people
cancellation,
sharing my
because
earbuds.
sometimes the outside world just needs to take a step back for a bit.
I require
And
the
sleep
ability to hear
ergonomic design
outside,
make them look and feel better than
outside
ever
of my
before.
headphones. You never know when someone's gonna come at me with a knife
Nice and safe. I've got them colored
or
in a nice
peen me
purple
with a
Galaxy
car.
themed case. It's got a nebula on it and everything. It's nice. You can get them in
That
other
is kinda
options,
nice, though.
There's plenty of colors to choose from. You know what's better than that? A
It's better than
32-hour
mine.
battery
They're
life
just
that gets
matte
9
black.
minutes of battery per
My
10
headphone
minutes of
case.
charging. I forget to charge my headphones pretty often, and
Wait,
combined
how
with
much
my
was that?
complete and minutes of battery per 10 minutes to choose from. You know what's better than that? A 32-hour battery life that gets 90 minutes of battery per 10 minutes of charging. I forget to charge my headphones pretty often, and combined with my complete and utter
That's pretty
lack of
good.
patience, that's usually a bad thing. But the
As a
Everyday
kid that
Earbuds
played
got
way
my
too much
back.
of his
You can
DS,
start them up
that's
for a
pretty good
little bit,
charge
and
rate.
they're good to go. I use them when I'm painting or assembling minis. It's nice and relaxing, and the sound quality lets me tune out the world and get into the swing of
Alright, let's see what he's got here. This is like those cringe, like, viewers show me their rooms. Well, he's got Funko Pops. That's unfortunate, so that's a pay deduction. Got the Dragon Ball poster. That's okay. The new Star Wars shit, new as in, like, the Disney stuff. That's a pay deduction. There's a JoJo poster over there. There's also a Zelda poster. What the fuck is this? Put your laundry away, my brother.
This is good because, as you can see, I have a lot of minis to work on. But even with your own shopping needs, you can still enjoy the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Click the link in the description.
Maybe one day
or
I'll get some.
buyraycon.com
Maybe one day I'll get like a miniature or something.
15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. They're
I'll
already
get like
half
a
the
big
price of other
one.
brands, and with my link, you can get them at an even better price. Spice up how you listen to music, podcasts, and more with Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. Now then, let's talk about where it all began. That's
Orcs
orcs
and
spelled with a
goblins.
C, by the way, not a K. But across the board, the greenskins of Warhammer Fantasy aren't that different from the ones in 40k, which is why we're starting with them. They like to
I
fight,
mean, they're pretty
mushroom
simple.
people, they're green. If you took an orc from 40k and put him in a greenskin tribe in Fantasy, he probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Might wonder why no one has a decent shooter hanging around, but he'd be content with his life regardless.
I mean, is it the same as Warhammer 40k? Yes, but how can you top perfection? You know?
He might even be happier, because these orcs have characters like Grimgor instead of Ghazghkull. There are no thinking and tactics for Grimgor, only beating everything near him to death. The Greenskins used to
There
have
you
some
go.
pretty different lore, being closer to D&D than anything else. They had half-orcs, and they didn't reproduce with mushroom spores. Then as time went on, that was moved...
How does that work? Would it just be like someone got infected? Because that is always the thing of like half orcs is like you think like human society doesn't want them, orc society doesn't want them. Some orc societies and like tribes do, because yes, they are technically weaker, but because they're like half human, they're also a lot smarter. So that's what made them like kind of scary.
Away from, and eventually we came to where we are now in the old world. That being that the orcs hopped a ride with the old ones' ships when they came to the
Elves just
Warhammer
did some
Fantasy
real
world.
bad like
From there,
mushrooms.
they naturally
And they
began
turned
spreading
into
out across
orcs.
the entire world. The old ones and their servants did their best to get rid of the orcs, as they did all other races they weren't quite fond of, but you can't get rid of
Fair.
the orcs once they're on a planet. It's just not possible.
Also fair.
So nowadays, if you wander around a given area long enough, chances are you'll find some greenskins kicking about, making things worse for whoever lives there. The orcs themselves are one of the biggest similarities between the two
Same
settings.
insignia
The
too.
biggest guys.
So is the reason there's a Warhammer like end times, is that because it's like connected to 40k? Or are they like two separate worlds that are just very similar? I'm curious, let me know.
In charge of the tribe, and if you get a real big boss, he might be in charge of multiple tribes. And when you get a really big boss, you can get a whole proper WoW going. When this happens, you usually get a whole lot of dead humans and dwarfs. Painting something red still makes it go faster, painting it blue makes it luckier, and can block arrows from killing the blue-painted orc. And they still love looting. Not nearly as much as in 40k,
And purple
but
orcs
you
are
can
the
always find some
sneakiest,
orcs
'cause
in
you ever
tribe
see a
wearing
purple
dwarf
orc?
plate armor or wielding
I
human
haven't.
sword he grabbed off a corpse. They do have some more savage brethren who judge other orcs for using things like basic tools or digging a pit to shit in rather than just letting it drop where you stand, but aside from being a bit more magical, those orcs aren't really all that different. Where you get the biggest change, though, is with the goblins.
God.
See, in 40k, grots are an entire species of plot irrelevance to the orcs. You'll get one like Makari once in a blue moon who are allowed to be in the shadow of the spotlight of a far more famous orc, but the goblins in fantasy are an actual threat all by themselves. Sure, they're still cowardly and will refuse a stand-up fight unless they outnumber the enemy 40-1. Sure, they're still kicked around by the orcs and are used to do all the manual construction stuff. And sure, they're still slightly smarter than...
I like that they carved this angry moon. It reminds me of goblins there, like, where do you think goblins come from? The moon.
the orcs, so anything resembling any actual construction or research is done by them. But every now and then, not often, but every now and then, you get a goblin who's a cut above the rest. And when that happens, everyone's in trouble. The goblins are cunning little buggers. They know in a straight up fight they're gonna lose, so they'll wait till the biggest orc around is sleeping and slit his throat. Or poison his food, or convince him there's
These are the
something
half-orcs
shiny in
I
a
was
nearby
talking
cave
about.
filled with hungry trolls. And sometimes, if they're really insane, they'll overdose on literally magic mushrooms, and when they come back to reality, they've slaughtered every orc in charge in a manic frenzy. Now instead of a big green moron who just about knows which way is forward,
The goblin
army,
PCP.
you have someone like Skarsnik leading an orc army, a green little Sun Tzu. who's
Where have
gonna
I
run
heard
circles around
that?
you and
Was Skarsnik from one of the video games? I feel like it is. I've heard that name before.
Or you can get one that pretty much just lucks into the position, like Grom the Paunch, hallowed be his girth. Instead of
The
being clever, he
Paunch.
just got incredibly lucky and was forced to eat troll meat. Instead of exploding, which is normally what happens when you do that, he just kept growing alongside it. Three things happened.
Trolls are the ones that
One, he
regenerate,
got so
right?
incredibly fat he'd beat rival orcs.
Ugh,
by
that's some
sitting on
Tomei
them.
shit.
2, he became a legend among goblins everywhere. The alpha male fantasy they all wish they could be. And 3, he nearly ended the world by sailing from the equivalent of the Middle East or Africa to the middle of the Atlantic and destabilizing the High Elves. If you like Gromp and wish they could, do anything important ever, maybe take a look at the goblins. Their history really isn't anything special though, mostly because they're greenskins and what you see is what you get.
Dude, I hate this picture. As someone that labels himself as a Pathfinder 1E survivor, I hate this. This is fucking Tolkien. It's the same with Pathfinder. It's like, what's the story between the orcs and the dwarves? The orcs raided their mountain and now they're left to wander, and now orcs and dwarves hate each other. It's always the same story. Except in Pathfinder, they just continuously just keep fucking up the dwarves. Like, the dwarves are like, alright, we gotta go to the surface because bad juju. Okay, we've established new kingdom. Fuck, the orcs took it. Alright, new kingdom. Alright, incredibly corrupt nobles ruined it. Fuck, okay, let's start over again. Okay, what now? Oh, this guy was actually a high priest of the god of tyranny and Draugr. Shit, okay, now we gotta start all over again. Just stop, dwarves, just stop. At this point, I'm starting to think you like being homeless.
Usually, they beat each other up. Every
Enough
now
of the
and again,
ranting.
one of them beats up enough orcs that he convinces them all to go beat someone else up instead. This continues until that war boss is killed, and then the orcs disband and go back to beating each other up again. Some evil dwarves like to use them as slaves, and when they tried to make bigger, stronger, and smarter orcs to use as slaves, they immediately learned why that was a bad idea when the orcs revolted. If you like
Shit, they
being mean and
think.
green, you'll like the orcs. And one crucial thing I nearly forgot, they love to dance. Warzak may be the
Ooh.
prophet of the orc gods first, but he's a hell of a dancer
Oh,
second.
oh
Now let's get
shit,
out of the
he's
realm of
getting down.
similarities and into some things fantasy really does different.
Damn, he's like Mo the Mouse.
When the old ones showed up, the planet they arrived on was ideal for creating the ultimate weapon to
Oh,
fight
it's just straight
chaos.
aliens.
Of course, they still had to create it. So to do that, they started by moving the planet closer to the sun to warm it up, which pissed off a lot of things on it, like the dragons. Speaking of, there were a lot of races on the planet that wouldn't really like to share the room with the old ones' creations.
What are
So
these
to help
void
them with the
elves?
legwork, as well as get rid of all those fellas, the old ones created the lizardmen. They also created most of the other
They are
playable
super
races
sick
in the set.
looking.
So unless otherwise stated, assume all these factions started out as the test tube babies of the old ones in one way or another. The lizardmen were not
Okay.
this ultimate weapon against chaos, although they were still pretty good at fighting. You know how I said the orcs resisted extermination by the old ones? That was just them who managed it. Everyone else fell under a tide of angry lizards, dinosaurs, or angry lizards riding dinosaurs. With that small little bit of genociding out of the way, the
Would it be fucked up for a lizard man to ride a dinosaur? Or is it like, in Elder Scrolls, the Khajiit are affected by the moon cycle? And so, like, one of the cycles is just, like, a hulking brute of a, like, cat monster. And I was reading, there was a, Elder Scrolls story, and there was a Khajiit that basically she looked like a human. With, like, a few, like, cat features, and then she was riding one of those hulking things, like, yeah, this is my brother. Yeah, no, he's one of us, but, you know, I ride him in the battle.
The old ones set about making the world fit their needs. The lizardmen were their chief assistants.
I think it was, like, called the
Best
Floating
secretaries
City
they
or
could
something like
possibly
that, I don't
be,
know.
the old ones made them in several different flavors. All of them with a dash of Mesoamerican cultures thrown in, because if you have the option to have Aztec lizard riding dinosaurs, you have no good reason not to take it. First, you have the Slan.
He raises a good
Slan are
point.
the best
It's
wizards
style
in the
and
world. They may
profiling.
be big fat toad people, but the first generation ones were the ones who changed the entire planet's orbit, moving around where it needed to be in space. Moving down the generational line, they did get weaker, but that's highly relative. Second generation Slan could only cause entire mountain ranges to suddenly appear at the drop of a hat. These were the lizardmen.
Okay, it's like Vampire the Masquerade. Every new generation you sire is, like, weaker.
Next, you have the Saurus. Stupid people might think that since
Because they're
lizardmen
farther from
are a
Cain.
Bronze Age civilization at best, they're not much of a threat. Then an 8-foot-tall monster from the Cretaceous period.
That's a
clubs
cool
you to
weapon,
death with an
too.
obsidian axe, and you find out just how the Saurus were able to depopulate an entire planet. These were the generals of the lizardman army.
So I know, contrary, because I've never played Minecraft, I know a lot of people think this. Oh, okay, they said obsidian axe. And obsidian is super sharp, but it's really, like, brittle.
They were bred for
Never
war
mind.
and only war. They're pretty straightforward, and all their characters have the same background of bred to kick ass, but this is Warhammer. That's a feature, not a bug, and they break it down to its simplest possible form. Next are the Skinks. They're little chibi gecko axolotl things
Skinks.
that do the day-to-day
That's a
management
good
of
name.
society. You need a building planned out or to do basic diplomacy, you send the Skinks. They're also skirmishers. When the trees start speaking great planese, it's the Skinks doing it. They've even got their own god all to themselves. Sotek.
Okay, so these are, like, the
Bit of a
goblins of the
controversy when
group.
He came around at first, but the rest of the lizardmen seemed content enough to let him be worshipped. Finally, we have the Croxagores. They're alligator
Yo.
men. They build the buildings and gator death roll all
That's some
over enemy
Sobek
armies.
shit.
That's it, but that's all they need to do. When Chaos first came and the Old Ones fled, the lizardmen had to figure out how to not only survive, but continue the Old Ones' work in their absence, which they kind of sort of have been pulling off a little bit. They held off the invasion at the cost of almost all the first Slan and most of their spawning pools, turning them into a
Oh.
very numerically disadvantaged race. Not that this stops them from
Like the
still
elves.
sometimes rampaging
In the
across the
most
world,
fancy
but they
settings.
are largely held up in the jungles of Lustria nowadays, also known as South America.
Lustria is a good
Warhammer
name.
Fantasy is just Earth if someone with really shaky hands drew a map of it. They're isolationists, the Slan will spend centuries at a time meditating on the few plaques the old ones have left, and they really hate when tourists come to Lustria because it's usually to steal those plaques. They're all gold, you see, because gold doesn't tarnish
Oh.
or rust. Convenient for writing things down in a jungle, less convenient when all the warm bloods come to steal the shiny stuff. If you see a lizardman army,
Huh.
you're either screwed because the Great Plan dictates your death, or screwed because you're somewhere you
Great
don't think you
Plan.
should be. Very simple faction, but again, that's a positive. Sometimes being dino-brained is the
I remember hearing this faction is like super crazy. And like one of the pivoting things that caused the Skaven to start the end times was they like blew up a moon or something. And like the lizard men used the moon for like power or something.
Way to go.
Yes!
Also known as the Imperium, but not as
Humans!
awful. These guys are the default protagonist faction. They're the strongest nation of men in the world, and that's no meaningless boast
Is that
here,
the
because there's
Warhammer?
actual competition they have in that department, unlike the Imperium. They formed about 2,500 years prior to the setting's modern day, when a pretty cool dude named Sigmar was born. Sigmar had a dream, uniting the scattered tribes of
I know
barbarians of the
Sigmar
world
from
with the
Saltspire.
mankind to drive back the darkness and bring peace to the land. He did this chiefly by beating up everyone who disagreed with him, but in fairness, most of them deserved it. If this sounds familiar, let me just remind you that this guy was here first. Plus, Sigmar realized that outright killing everyone just because they disagree with you is perhaps a bad idea that will lead to problems later down the line, so he settled for only...
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Sigmar didn't just beat up people, though. He also beat up a lot of orcs.
This is very,
a whole lot of orcs. So many orcs that the
Ysgramor, very Nord from Elder Scrolls.
Surely the rest of humanity can't be that bad either. He united most of the tribes of
You know, it's the it's the like barbarian men that slowly kind of turned like the imperial like knighthood stuff.
To the most later and formed the Empire of Man. 50 years later, he just
Wait, was that?
Humanity can't be that bad either. He united most of the tribes of man in the area, and you better believe he'll come back to the most later and form the Empire of Man.
Britonia.
50 years later, he just up and left. A little bit after that, he became a
Lelouch?
god, and the Empire soon worshipped Sigmar as the chief god of their pantheon. The Empire is pretty unique as far as fantasy factions.
Okay, yeah, even like the dude became a god.
Will reach the medieval era and then very explicitly never move past that for the next trillion years of it.
That is a sick ass ferret hat.
History. The Empire isn't like that. When Sigmar was doing his thing, it was barely the Iron Age. The dwarves giving them steel weapons every now and then was considered the height of technological advancement. Nowadays, 2,500 years later, the Empire has tanks. Good tanks? Yeah. Look, for a Renaissance age civilization, tanks are pretty damn impressive no matter how good they actually are. They have factories, mechanical horses, and countless other things that make you wonder if the book you're reading was put in the fantasy section by mistake. They also have wizards.
So this actually does kind of raise an interesting point from my end, is I've run like a few like tabletop RPGs in my day, and there's always seems to be this draw with the people, and this just could be who I associate with. You know, it's like the old adage in like Pathfinder, right? Is like maybe because some people don't like guns in their fantasy setting, maybe not have the gunslinger. This is the exact opposite. Every single person I played with has like every group has like skewed towards like heavy tech or like guns. I mean, I've talked about it before. Vulcan, he built a tank because I didn't want to deal with the fucking crafting rules in a like campaign that literally takes like a week or two. What else? Vulcan like with guns. It got a little biomechanical with how much people enjoyed guns. Don't ask me, I'm a sick man. And then I got everyone together for like a Fabula Ultima thing, and we like made characters, and it was basically a half lizard man that's just basically a black mage, angry frogman with a shotgun, and then dude wearing a mech suit. It was all super technology focused because they're straight up just like a magic technician class you can dip into in that game. So it's nice seeing a little bit of like technology, and he raises a good point. A lot of fantasy is kind of stuck at that certain period of time.
Who scam people out of $50 for the thrill was put in the fantasy section by mistake. They also have wizards who scam people out of $50 for the thrill of it. Politicians.
Okay, I know a little bit about that guy. He's a fucking roast god.
And the entire government, and enough floppy hats to arm the entire Holy Roman Empire with. There's still normal
like my boy Marcus Kruber.
Things that make the Empire great aren't genetically modified super soldiers or lost technological secrets from a golden age or even the direct intervention of their gods. It's faith, steel, and gunpowder. A whole lot of
hell yeah.
Give a man a halberd, a cause to fight for, and his friends by his side.
Fuck yeah, give him a halberd. Halberd best weapon.
The most determined of evil murder Vikings time and time again. Most Warhammer Fantasy books follow the Imperial characters around, and you get a good feel for just how fleshed out this land is through them. You've got the Heartlands, sure, places like Altdorf, where it's interconnected with the wider world.
Reichland,
The very city through its colleges of magic, and elves and dwarfs can be seen regularly. Then you have backwater shitholes like Ostermark, where the people are outnumbered by everything nearby that wants to kill them, and guns are still a scary black magic invention for a good half the population. Or Averland.
That's for those people that don't want guns in their campaign.
Halflings for sport there. There's halflings in the Empire, by the way. They can vote on the next emperor
Mootland.
because they baked a previous one a really good meal. They also had a civil war over pie. Don't be a halfling in Averland. You're gonna decorate someone's mantelpiece sooner or later. Of course, this
Poor
is still
halflings, they never get anything
fantasy
good.
or not. Sure, I said it's not.
There's our boy
as
Salt
awful as
Spire.
Imperium, but it still has witch hunters who will burn you alive for being a wizard, or being a mutant, or just for being a bit too ugly, because that's also a sign of chaos mutation.
Okay, I was gonna say justifiable until the last bit.
For 90% of people, this means it's a medieval civilization, but you might see more pretty statues and paintings than your ancestors did. You're still probably gonna die of the water making you poop too much. They're bored of dead, beastmen are everywhere once you leave the city limits, and worst of all, they have people who have sex with horses for neighbors. The Empire is constantly on the defense, from orcs,
Horse girl gotcha game, what?
beastmen, which are a different kind of chaos, and really anyone else who's feeling a bit bored that day. But the average citizen of the Empire will do their part to keep the hordes at bay, and at the end of the day, they did this for 2,500 years until the authors decided reality itself had to go, which is a pretty good track record. They're a human, relatable nation, like if the
Shame.
Imperial Guard got to actually be the main characters of 40K instead of Space Marine 9001, model on sale now for $60. It's grounded, with people having normal struggles, but also fantastical, with wizards and monsters being everywhere. They do have one ultimate ace in the hole, though, the reigning emperor, Karl Franz. The best statesman in the old world, and the guy who wields the Warhammer. You know, the one, the actual real
The Warhammer.
That's his, and he's very good at using it. He's the kind of politician who could convince you into giving him everything you own and leave you thinking you got the better deal, but also the kind of person
He'll
who
pay
will
off
do
in the
that.
end. He told
He's got
me.
everyone's
He showed me
interest
the
at
math.
heart, and overall,
It's just
this
an
guy's the best
investment.
emperor in Warhammer. Not Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer in general. Kiss my ass, corpse worshippers. This one can walk, talk, and beat you to death in the name of the Empire. If you like relatable folk with a touch of the
You know, there's
fantastic,
something
Sigmar's
about
gonna
a
have your back. But I did
commander
say
that joins his men on the field.
by Sigmar. Unfortunately, a couple weren't able to be integrated for one reason or another. Let's talk about the one that I like first.
Kislev.
Is all of Eastern Europe thrown into a pot and mixed to boiling until it coagulated into one Slavic specialty stew. They live in a frozen hellhole, which is also their country's greatest defense. They wear thick fur pelts. They have winged hussars. They also squat in the middle of a battlefield, because such is the natural
Okay.
state of
Oh, is this the sexy ice witch Russian chick?
Ingrained alcoholism respect the drinking skills of a Kislevite. Kislev's
Product
job
of
in the
Sweden.
setting is to face tank chaos invasions before they get to the Empire of Man, which they do pretty well. Half their cities are torn down in the process, but they're a hardy bunch. They walk into the winter snow, and when everyone occupying their land freezes to death, come back in and rebuild. Their religion is different from the Empire's, and they view them as weak Southerners, but the two nations are still staunch allies. Mostly because when the forces of actual hell are your neighbors, anyone else is going to be a good friend. They're led by the Tsar or Tsarina of Kislev, because GW was worried you wouldn't understand which region this place is based off of. Many times,
Do you get it?
before the world blew up, this was an ice witch, a handy person to have running your country.
It's like, Pokemon Sword and Shield. That game beats you over the head. It's like, it's the UK. Do you get it? They love their football. Do you get it, guys? How about their curry? Do you get it? Do you know that this is supposed to represent the United Kingdom? Yes, Nintendo, we in fact get it.
Is considered a mild day. You still can't play as Kislev in the old world, thank you GW for that extreme blue balling, but they have some pretty heavy redesigns.
That's actually some cool concept art. I like that.
1-point feature Kislev. Here's hoping GW realizes that winged hussars riding bears is something people are interested in. Shame that sentence needs to be said. I don't know why anyone would ever need to be told that. Blat. These are those people who have sex with horses. When Sigmar was uniting everyone, they refused to join him, because obviously they were too good to join him. Did they have some super special magical secret or a technology that could let
This was the Marcus Kruger DLC, right?
Some other race
The Grail Knight.
No, but they copied the elves' homework and our French, so they decided they were too good to shack up with a future god and went it alone.
So they make
Britannia
whip-ass
looked at all
comic
the
books and
cool
suck at everything else, huh?
was making, how it was a dynamic nation in a genre that usually gets to the medieval era and then freezes like it's going into cryo sleep, and said no. We will not be doing that. We will be staying as medieval land. It is mandated by the government that technology will not advance,
It's tradition.
that society will never have any major upheavals, and that everything is just perfect the way it is. It's like that old decree the Pope made that declared crossbows were a blasphemous weapon, taken to be an entire society's philosophy. Britonia is all
Lame.
about knights. Baby knights proving themselves,
Hell
magical
yeah.
knights defending the realm and saving damsels.
Dude, their hats are so
and
silly, I love them.
To further the goals and interests of the rest of the knights. Imagine King Arthur. That's it. Just imagine King Arthur stretched out to be a whole faction. The in-universe justification is that they saw high elf
and King
cavalry
Arthur's
and
pretty
just
sick.
ran with the concept. Out of universe, it's just King
I actually
Arthur.
had a college professor. They're like, tell it to be about yourself. And at the time, I was like really into like Arthurian and like Celtic mythology. So I said a little bit, but like, yeah, this was one. I'm looking at it. What I'm looking up now. And the teacher's like, I fucking love King Arthur. Well, they didn't say fucking, but they had shit everywhere regarding like medieval like King Arthur stuff.
And every medieval stereotype thrown together. You could, admittedly, say the same thing about the Empire.
Is that a
in the
ghost
Roman
horse?
Empire or Kislev in Eastern Europe, but
I actually had a
those are
Pathfinder
places
character,
where
like a
writers
backup
don't
character
usually
for something like that.
wholesale, so they get a pass from me. Britonia is the land of almost every fantasy setting ever conceived since Lord of the Rings, and it shows. Unfortunately, they can afford to do all of this fantasy stasis, because an elf goddess is playing them like a fiddle. Their precious Lady of the Lake, also known as the elf goddess of magic, chooses some super special knights to become great.
What is it with like half elven stuff and like Arthurian vibes? Because that was the Bretons, right? In Elder Scrolls, I keep bringing up Elder Scrolls, where essentially the land of the Bretons is just it's just King Arthur. Granted, that was like one of the first places they did before they went hog wild with the lore. But yeah, a lot of similarities between that and like an elf influence.
Chalice of Bathwater, and when the now Grail Knight emerges, they're like
Sorry?
Grail Knights. They, also known as the Elf Goddess of Magic, chooses some super special knights to become Grail Knights. They sip from her Chalice of Bathwater, and when the now Grail Knight emerges, they're like supercharged D&D paladins. Bullets are an inconvenience, their armor is magically toughened, and their guns never tire. So until the Empire invents the Gatling gun, they're able to keep being regressive backwater dickweeds. In Overlore, they were tolerable, but in modern lore, someone must have felt they weren't angsty enough and made them nice and extra oppressive. The peasants are honored if the noble allows them to have 3 pennies a week instead of 2. Ladies who aren't magical are property because medieval times, and social mobility is a punchline. I hope you like medieval medicine. The Empire's medicine already isn't that great. Bretonian medicine is the kind of thing that has a 300%.
Alright, here's what we do. You got a rash on your face. We got this. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pluck out all your teeth. Okay? No, I don't have any aesthetic. What the fuck is that? Is that another disease for me to cure? Alright, so anyways, you're already tied down, so you might as well get this over with. No refunds. I'm gonna rip out all your teeth one by one, okay? Just don't scream. No one can hear you. And then I'm gonna grind it all up. Okay, stop screaming. Do you want your rash gone or not? So I'm gonna grind all your teeth up into a nice, like, powder, okay? And then I'm gonna smear it all over the rash. That's gonna clear you up, no problem. What about your teeth? Dude, don't worry about your teeth. Your teeth grow back. You lost all your teeth as a baby, right? You got like rows and rows of teeth if you lose them. I'm sorry, who's the plague doctor here? I thought. Anyways, with those teeth.
Rate. And horses. Everyone has a horse. Even the lowliest peasants have a horse. A horse that more often than not eats and lives better than they do. I like horses, but I don't like them that much. If you've ever been to medieval times and made that your entire personality, Britonia is a good faction for you.
Yes, the land of the brownies.
Hates me, they're also one of the starter factions of the old world, so getting into Warhammer
I mean, that
Fantasy
makes sense.
fairly easily.
It's very vanilla.
Pick 'em if you like 'em. It is on some level.
It's like whenever I like try to like write fantasy because I enjoy world building, like, all right, no fucking elves, no fucking dwarves. We're not doing this Tolkien shit. And I'm also not biased because I'm a big Robert E. Howard pulp fantasy fan. Like, no, okay, this is what we got. Like, can you be an elf? Can I be a dwarf? You guys pick the most basic shit. Why? Why do you consume the slop? I say as I'm doing a reaction. You know what? I think I solved my own answer.
Cool, because because for
It
as much
solved my
shit
own
as I was
question.
giving them for being generic and bland knights, knights are cool. There's a reason every 5-year-old wants to be a knight and not a Landsknecht. I mean, for God's
Yes.
sakes, you're trying to say that word is difficult.
Well,
The other
you gotta
argument
start
used
with
is that
Eternasi if you want to be a Lange Connect
are
overnight.
having a direct hand in reworking them for Total War. Did you know there's a fully fleshed out Cathayan army book for GW?
Oh shit, there's a giant terracotta soldier back there.
It's a shame because Cathay is awesome.
That's sick.
Dragons are also awesome. Cathay agrees because they're ruled by immortal dragons who the Cathayans follow at every whim. Fantasy China is
Nice.
a magical place and one of the few places in the entire planet that might not be a terrible.
Hey, why is this demon here like super kicked up?
To live
Anyways.
every now and again it does what actual China used to do and implodes, and sure, those ruling
Ow.
dragons get along like all
Same.
siblings do, i.e. barely at all, but in day-to-day life, not a bad place. And it always comes back together after imploding, usually after Mommy and Daddy Dragon come back to kick everyone's heads in until they start behaving again. It is, like I said, just fantasy medieval China, but that is a compliment. You know those terracotta soldiers? What if they were animated by magic and also 100 feet
So
tall?
cool.
Are you a 40K fan? Imagine if the Primarchs
I also
were
love, like, out of all the
favors
weapons, the terracotta soldier has a fucking spear. Who you gonna run through with that? Unless it's just like a weird angle. Wouldn't it make better sense to have, like, I don't know, something with a big surface area if you're that big, like a hammer? Or maybe like a glaive? Ooh, a glaive would be good. Guandao.
almost to a man, because that's Cathay. Again, for reasons I will never understand, we don't have them yet in tabletop. But Total War does, and by God,
Why?
it's fun to play as Cathay. The Silk Road was prosperous in real life, and it's prosperous in war.
Man, the blue balling. I feel bad for the fantasy fans.
Show the world why China was for a good 1,000 years the most prosperous country on the planet. It's even better here because this Great Wall has magical dragon ladies guarding it. Oh, Cathay is also near the country.
Is that just a flying building? Dude, Cathay is sick.
Even better here because this Great Wall has magical dragon ladies guarding it. Oh, Cathay is also
Nice.
near the countries of Nippon, Ind, and Koresh. Nippon is Japan, Ind is India, and Koresh is Southeast Asia. I'm not giving them
They didn't even try with these.
their own spots because no one cares about them, and I can't bring myself to either.
Welcome
That's
to
the
welcome to
non-chaotic living
the
human.
land of
The next few ones
kamikaze.
just
Can you
talk
guess what is
about
Japan?
The next few ones just
How
don't
did you
have
know
bones
it was
or skin.
on the nose? Oh, wait, what?
These are the bad guys. Next few
Sorry, I was
ones, except
memeing.
for the non-chaotic living humans, but that doesn't mean we're done talking about humans. The next few ones just don't have a heartbeat.
So there was basically like 4 non-chaotic human factions that are alive. The Imperials, the Bretonians, the Kislevs, and then the Arthay. Okay.
Or skin.
I mean,
These are
4 is
the
a good
bad guys
number.
when chaos is taking a break. Imagine Dracula, if you will. Now imagine
Wait, is that a
Dracula
thing?
if he had a 100,000 strong army of
Dude, I keep learning about... Fuck it. I keep like seeing just random stuff of like, welcome to this Dead by Daylight crossover with Castlevania. Like, what? I saw someone at work that had a Dead by Daylight Iron Maiden Eddie crossover. Like, what the fuck? Like Fortnite, you blink and suddenly there's a new crossover.
zombies, skeletons.
I'm glad that
lesser
fat is
vampires, and
dead.
Pretty much anything else that you could find at a Spirit Halloween.
The Fortnites, the Dead by Daylight crossovers, the multiverses.
Video, we're only gonna go back a few hundred. We go to a fella named Vlad von Karstein because if you haven't caught on yet, this setting is allergic to subtlety. He showed up to the very
I think that's all of
on-the-nose
Warhammer
vampire
Fantasy.
province of Sylvania, which was a horrible
Well, no.
place to live. It was
Okay, no, that's just Warhammer in general, right? It's like, God, Warhammer just rips off so much shit. The Necrons are just basically the T-1000 Terminators. The Tyranids are just basically the bugs from Starship Troopers. What else is there? There's a lot. They are very blatant about it.
covered in
Sometimes.
swamps, the people were dumb and afraid of scary monsters, and because this setting is what it is, they weren't even wrong to be so. When a peasant in real life says a witch made their family ill with the plague, it's baseless superstition. When a peasant in Warhammer says that, there's a good chance they're right. When a
Yeah.
Sylvanian peasant says that, they are right. Vlad shows up to this province, marries the daughter of the ruling noble to become its next ruler, and despite
Nice.
being a blood-sucking vampire, this place sucked so hard it
He's
was a
hot.
market improvement. Even better, him and his wife Isabella actually loved each other. They had
Oh,
vampire
that's
kids
nice.
like Conrad von Karstein, who was insane and liked to twist the heads off of peasants, and Manfred von
Oh.
Karstein, who was the worst. Of course, this wouldn't be Warhammer if everyone was just nice and peaceful.
Alright, everyone, what's your favorite type of vampire? I'm real keen on the Nosferatu looking ones.
So one day Vlad had a brilliant idea. What if he was the emperor? He could live forever and usher in an eternal age of
Shit, why didn't I think of
prosperity,
that?
mostly for vampires, but for some of the people too. So he tried to become the emperor. At gunpoint. Zombie point more like, but 100,000 zombies is a lot
Oh my
more
god, the
effective
teeth,
than
it's like
most
Gaping
Renaissance
Dragon.
age guns were. He failed, but the damage was done. Him, his wife, and their children spread vampirism across the empire. Now Sylvania is barely even considered a part of it, and everyone does their best to ignore it. This is probably a bad move, because every few decades some vampire likes to try their hand at raising
Question: if a vampire's technically dead, how do they have kids? I mean, the answer is always magic, but I feel like that's a cop-out.
a massive undead army to take over the Empire with. They all fail, but they're very murderous. Them failing means the Empire's population only drops by 20% instead of 100%. Just watch the first episode of Castlevania if you somehow haven't, for what it's like when the Midnight Aristocracy goes to war. There's a lot of vampires to choose from, though, to get your specific undead needs satisfied. The von Karsteins are the classic vampires, who want to suck your blood and rule over the night. The Lamians
Right
are
on.
a vampire KGB, with spy networks in pretty much every place on the planet. Except Lustria, probably. The lizards don't take kindly to that sort of thing. The Strigoi are what happens if your average Florida resident became a vampire, the Necrox are
Yep.
evil wizards, and the Blood
That's
Dragons
someone
are
Floridian
metal
blood, yep.
cover. If you thought it was kick-ass
Oh,
when
sick.
Dracula sent the forces of hell to wreak havoc on the living, you'll love the vampire counts. But I did mention that some of the undead don't have skin, and vampires
I wonder what their
usually have that.
gameplay is.
For those fellas,
It's
they need
like,
to go further
I imagine
south.
like a lot of like lifesteal and shit.
Ancient
That's
Egypt.
basic vampires.
Ancient Egypt.
Yo,
Ancient
Skeleton
Egypt.
Birdman.
You now understand the basics of the Tomb Kings.
Oh fuck, that thing has swords for hands. And a sword tail? Fuck yeah. I like the animal head ones. Man, I love Moon Knight and like all the Egyptian stuff and Khonshu. But goddamn, man, did I get sad when the TV show came out? The TV show fucking sucked. Where's my schizo vigilante that wears white so people can see him and what he does after he brutalizes somebody?
Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt. You now understand the basics of the Tomb Kings. Once upon a time, thousands of years in the past, the lands of Nehekara were prosperous. They had regular contact with their gods, magical constructs to defend themselves with, and when they had a good king like Setra, they would sometimes go on to conquer half the world. Then a fella
shit.
named Nagash was born. He's awful. This man was a monster through and through. He's really smart, though. Smart enough
Nagash
to
strip
capture
does sound
dark
like a
elves and force them
villain.
to teach him dark magic, which usually humans can't do. Smart enough to
Oh.
invent necromancy with what he learned. Smart enough to overthrow his brother, the king, and take over most of the land with his undead forces. And he's also quite powerful with his magic. He was eventually overthrown and cast into the desert where he died, but he invented necromancy. Death is a suggestion for him.
Yeah.
Such is his power. When he inevitably came
A backup
back,
save.
he discovered someone had stolen his research notes and used them to make vampires. He made those
Oh.
vampires his generals, and no, they didn't have a choice in the matter, and then decided ruling just Nehekara with undead
I like that little angle. It's like, you're my slave. No, we're not. I made vampires. It reminds me of, I had this conversation a while ago of, the concept of, basically it was the Slayer's magic system of, like, more like shamanism. We have to invoke a powerful spirit and cast their spell. Lena Universe tries to cast Dragon Slave on Shabernigdo. Shabernigdo made Dragon Slave, so she couldn't use it against him. Like, no. I'm not letting you cast that spell so you can shoot me. So she couldn't use it.
wasn't enough. So he formed a plan to kill everyone in the region at once, resurrect every corpse on the planet, and take over the world with his
Oh, there's a
warlords
Henry
and undead
Kuttner
army.
story
Part 1 of the plan went off
about
without a hitch. It was only
necromancers.
through the intervention of the
It's really
Skaven,
good.
who I promise you will love, and the last living dude in the region, which kept most of Part 2 from happening. Then everyone in
All the
Nehekara
Skaven just
promptly
gnawed on their
stood back
bones.
up, realized their hearts were no longer beating, but they were still standing, and things got messy. Imagine Game of Thrones before it became horrible, with all the political fighting over who gets to be king. Now imagine Game of Thrones if every single person who was ever the rightful king was now alive at the same time fighting over what was their throne. Not they believed it to be their throne, or they wanted it to be their throne, it was the throne they sat on once upon a time. And also they
Oh,
can
oh, that's
respawn.
interesting.
And also,
I
the
like
most
that.
common people were mindless undead skeletons who had the flesh flayed from their bones with the desert winds and could only follow basic orders, like kill that guy who thinks he's the real king. This does not a stable nation make. Luckily, the priest
actually a
woke up
really
that
cool
second
idea.
guy who cock-slapped everyone
So many
until they started
factions you can
behaving
have.
again. Now the Tomb Kings no longer have skin, have no clear path to achieve immortal bodies to feel with again that they so crave, and no longer
Casher and
have the
Sin
backing of
shit.
their very gods. Fortunately for them, death is more of a suggestion. They can still use magic, even if not quite as good as it was when the gods were helping, and they now have eternity to do whatever they want, as long as it doesn't involve some sort of physical sensation. Sometimes they still fight amongst each other, sometimes they spend their
Vampire the
newfound
Masquerade
immortality
secret
pursuing
thing.
whatever hobbies they want, and
Like, yeah,
sometimes they
you're a
sail
vampire,
all
you
the way
don't-
from Egypt to
you don't get
Sweden and burn
aroused.
half of it to the ground because someone stole their hat.
He's like, all right, I have sex with a hot goth chick. With your penis? Well, yeah. You're a vampire. You have no blood flow. Ah, shit. You can spend you can spend some of your blood points. Is it worth it? Answer's yes.
And on the rarest of occasions, a tomb queen will tell a strapping young lad that if they still had functional genitals, she'd fuck him so hard the experience would kill him. They're very fun. They're true new.
Hold on. Warhammer Fantasy Tomb Queen. Oh, Chad, I think it'd be worth it. Queen Calida? It might be worth it, guys. It might be worth it for the Tomb Queen.
Neutral to the core. Some of them want conquest, some of them just want to find new hobbies, some hate
Oh,
the
the
living out of jealousy, some don't
oh,
care
the
either way as long as
snakes.
they serve,
That's
and
so
some go out of
cool.
their way to find human members to recruit for their court because
Dude,
they're
these guys are
reminded of what
sick.
they've lost. If you can think of a motivation, there's a Tomb King that has it. It's a very simple thing to know if the Tomb Kings are for you or not. Do you like The Mummy? Do you like Ancient Egypt? Have you ever
fucking
wondered what
love the
it'd be
Mummy
like if
movie.
the Sphinx came to life and started crushing people like Godzilla? Tomb Kings are perfect for you then. And hey, look at that. They're the other starter faction for the old world. Now you can get into
Nice.
fantasy proper without people like me dismissively calling you a horse molester. So now we can leave this region of the world and indeed humanity, and I have forgotten 4 human nations that deserve at least a little bit of credit. Shit.
Fuck,
4
what are they
human
called?
nations that deserve at least a little bit of credit. Shit.
Tilia, Stalia, Border Princes, Araby, the Nobodies.
Tylea is Italy during medieval/Renaissance times, so it's thousands of city-states smushed into one country. It's right next to the Skaven capital. There are worse places
Oh.
to live. Estalia is Spain without the colonial empire. Both of these places say they're the first civilized nation in the old world, which the empire disputes. The border
Right.
princes are the land of whatever the hell you want it to be. It is an excuse to make your own homebrew army, and they fight orcs more than anything. Most of the people there
Oh,
are either
nice.
fleeing from
That is one of the like little like nice things I liked about like the two Lost Legions in 40k was just like one of them is like a loyalist legion, the other is a chaos legion. Just make up your own faction, you can say that's what it is. I don't think many people do that, but that's nice that they actually thought about that.
the empire, leaving
I appreciate
the empire in a futile attempt to make it big, and petty nobles. Araby is exactly what you think it is. Turn Aladdin into a wargame faction, but only a background faction. And if you think that's me being dismissive of it, do please read about Sultan Jafar's military campaign against the old world. It's actually got advanced medicine, science, and
Sultan
magical
Jafar,
practices
eh?
and theories, but I can guarantee the only thing you're going to remember about this place is Sultan Jafar.
God damn it. He's
I'm going
right.
to start by clumping all the elves together, because their backstories are all very interconnected. Don't worry, they'll
Okay.
each get their own time to shine. Once upon a time, there were just elves. The first species
I like the
created by
Eye of
elves for
Abendego in the
chaos.
middle.
They were made to be elves. Arrogant, long-lived, and short of the Slann, they're the best wizards around. Then chaos descended, the old ones pissed off, and the elves had no idea what the hell to do. Eventually, a cool elf named Kalidor made a magical vortex. The
Kalidor,
chief
okay.
cool elf Anarian grabbed the
shit.
first sword that killed a whole lot of demons, and then everything cooled down a bit. Anarian disappeared, but they elected a new
Elric?
king, so all was okay. His children with his first wife even showed back up to be a bloodline of legendary heroes, though they're also cursed because of that sword. Then Anarian's
Yeah,
second
look at
wife told
Melniboné.
their son Malekith that he should be king.
Oh wait,
convinced him
hold
with her
on. This is the dark elf mommy I heard about.
boobs because family trees can be shaped like Christmas was on Malekith that they're also cursed because of that sword. Then an Aryan's second wife told their son Malekith that he should be king, convinced him with her boobs because family trees can be shaped like Christmas wreaths if you don't mind being a freak, and a civil war broke out.
I mean, his mom is
walked
really
into a
hot.
sacred fire to prove his worth, whereupon their chief god lit him on fire. Him and his mother kept trying to take over the home continent of Ulthuan. They nearly unmade it when they realized they couldn't, and then the newly formed Dark Elves were forced off of it to go live in Canada. The High Elves, who stayed behind, once again got to rebuild the shattered remnants.
Truly fallen.
At least they still had their firm friendship with the dwarfs. That's a good thing. Oh, wait, that got ruined too. But don't feel too bad. The High Elf King ruined that one for them himself by being the worst. That one wasn't an unfortunate tragedy. It was a
Also Tolkien.
self-imposed unfortunate tragedy. The dwarfs and the High Elves fought Fantasy World War I, and it was pretty miserable for everyone involved. Picking a victor is sort of meaningless because both groups were pretty thoroughly wrecked by the event, and the High Elves had to return home when the Dark Elves began the first of many invasion attempts to retake Ulthuan.
Said, fuck it, we gotta go.
Home and sheltered in a magical forest called Athel Loren instead. Now we have our third group of elves, the Wood Elves. The Wood
My
Elves
least
are the
favorite
easiest
elves.
of the subgroups to explain. They
Oh, it
sit in a
depends.
magical
Bosmer is
forest
sick.
and are insane. Sometimes people walk into the magical forest. It's safe to assume that unless stated otherwise, they do not come back out of the magical forest. Sometimes even if you come out of the magical forest, you find that 1,000 years have passed since you entered, and every single
Ooh,
one
I
of those
like
years catches up
that.
with you as you age to dust within minutes. Aside from that, though, your first instinct might
I like
be to use
timey-wimey
story
bullshit.
uninspired lame D&D Wood Elves who love nature and harmony and trees. And in
Fucking
fairness,
tree
they do love
humpers.
all those things. It's just that these trees are 50 feet tall, mobile, have a craving for the suffering of mankind, and the Wood Elves will invite peasants to feasts to fatten them up for the forest spirits. They don't give a rat's ass about the outside world aside from how it might affect their perfect little lives inside them.
Okay, these smaller ones are actually super cool looking.
Forest.
Also, fuck Carillion. As a Marcus Kruber guy, I hate people that main elves.
Of the Wood Elves is getting other
Main the
people to
elf.
get the hell off of their lawn.
Because
And when
they're
the
just
lawn
so
can come to
broken.
life and devour you alive, it's a pretty easy task to do that. They also gaslight the Bretonians into thinking their goddess isn't an elf one, although as it turns out later on, the extent of the elven gaslighting goes even further beyond their understanding. They're led by the avatars of two of the elf gods, naturally the ones that are focused on nature, because Wood Elf. The king likes to rampage across Bretonia every now and again for funsies, and the queen sometimes says don't do that, sometimes doesn't care, and sometimes encourages it when she's in a feisty mood. They're not my thing, truth be told, but I can respect the idea of wanting to be left alone.
The
for
art for this, I can't tell if it's supposed to be like 3D or if it's just like super detailed like that.
Discord DM, these guys might be for you. The High Elves are the ones that stayed on Ulthuan and remained much the same throughout. And like I said, the old ones sure as hell made them to be elves. Long-lived, magical, arrogant, and because they live for thousands of years, they're real good at what they do. Some of their swordsmen have been practicing for so long that they take into account the weight of their eyelashes when they swing. You're not
Oh.
And sure enough, the history of the High Elves is the history of them sailing out from the
How
homeland to
very
go stop most of the problems
Emperor's
the world
Children.
faces. They taught humanity how to use magic properly, they keep excess magic from saturating the world, and they have a habit of showing up just as they're needed to stop things from getting completely out of hand. There's a High Elf who destroyed orc warbands that have been rampaging since the dawn of time and was so good at it that he gave the entire elven race a reputation amongst the greenskins for being good fighters. All of this
Damn.
because a fat goblin burned down his house. And of course, Teclis, my beloved. Is there
Shut
a
the pudge.
10,000-strong army of orcs, dark elves, or worse bearing down on you? Well, with a wave of his staff and a flick of his wrist, there is now a new crater. He's a real cool guy like that, and he's not even that arrogant. The flip side to balance this glazing session I've just done is that they do actually have weaknesses to go along with all that. They reproduce slowly, and in a wargame setting, that's the mark of death. Every death on that is a hindrance, although at least compared to 40k, they aren't outright dying. They're on the watch list for being endangered rather than being endangered outright. And magic being so innate to them means that when something with it goes wrong, they feel it and are affected by it more acutely than most. Like when their magical queen is sad. Their entire homeland's climate is tied to her emotions. And like any living being that isn't a psychopath, she is sad when a great amount of her people die. So when Malekith decides
So
to
it gets even worse
to get a million
when
people
it gets
killed
bad.
trying to retake his homeland again, it really sucks to live in the same country as her. They're also physically frail, which isn't the biggest weakness in the world.
That's crazy,
You'll
the
never
entire
really
country,
notice it when
though.
An orc is bearing down on them.
That's
They've also
awesome.
got a bit of a species-wide depression thing going on too. When you live functionally forever, you get a long time to get a real feel for what the world is like. And as it turns out, this world kinda sucks. They just don't have time to recuperate from any of their constant losses. The world is in danger, the High Elves sail out to fix the issue,
I like how-
and the world is immediately
I'm sorry, I like how this image, you can tell exactly where it crops off. Especially like right here. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted.
Add on to that some more standard elven weaknesses, like their old age, meaning they don't always adapt to new things well, and you've got a race that has a bit of a deadline attached to it. Mankind has invented.
You know, there might be some people think like that's such a dumb train of logic. No, as someone that deals with a lot of old people, they don't understand that you need to press the fucking confirm button. Like, please put your first name. They put their entire fucking name. Please put your last name. They put their entire fucking name again. Like, yeah, no, this is entirely valid that the elves get stuck in the past because they're just old.
Guns, tanks, and more, and the elves think the bow and arrow remains the height of warfare. To their
Well,
credit,
you got like a
though, they're
magic
damn
bow,
good with their
yeah,
bow and
I'm
arrow,
sure.
especially when it's a magical lightsaber bow and arrow. And dragons. The High Elves are best friends of almost every dragon that isn't from Cathay. Dragons are scary in a fight, and let's be honest
Nice.
with
I
ourselves.
love dragons.
If a dragon declared your hometown to be the best thing ever and made sure to always visit and help out when it was in trouble, you'd have an ego the size of Mount Everest too. Overall, if you like elves, you'll like these guys. Even if you
I'm
don't
not
like
I'm not a
elves or
fan of
only
elves,
associate
but these elves are
Warhammer's
kind of
elves with
cool.
the Eldar, the High Elves' ability to actually put their money where their mouth is might win you over. And if nothing else, there's an elf character named Aletha Nar who skins dark elves alive because he just hates them that much. And is overall Michael Myers if he had pointy ears and special forces training. Hard to get more unelven than that guy. Speaking of ego, though.
Oh, here we
Take
go.
the stereotypical elven arrogance, or if you're not a big fan of the race, elven racism. Now jack it up to the logical extreme endpoint of the concept so that they don't only think they're the best, they think of all other races as vermin that should either serve them as slaves, be hunted for sport, or outright eradicated.
Yeah, that Tiamat
Welcome
shit in
to
the
Kakarot,
background, that's
friends.
sick.
It only goes downhill from there. Warhammer North America sucks. It's home to the Dark Elves after they got kicked out of their old home, and the entire thing is either a frozen hellhole, a desert hellhole, or a frozen hellhole bordering actual hell. There's something called the Altar of Ultimate Darkness inside of this place. Do you think anyone that lives here is gonna be nice? Sure enough, the Dark Elves aren't nice.
No, but I
There
love
used
a
to be
woman that
some human
laps
tribes that
actually
lived in
just kill me.
Kakarot, and then the Dark Elves killed or enslaved them all. They have cities built into mountains they use as ships to raid and enslave others, they kidnapped High Elf children to raise as Dark Elves, and the entire society looks like what would happen if every single Decepticon was Starscream. Murder and treachery are only illegal if you...
So I take it the Dark Elves and the High Elves, they were the same. I'm just imagining at this point now, it's that they just have like different skin tones just because of where they live. They're functioning the same, like in Dragonlance. Dark Elves are elves, they just did something really bad.
You get caught, and if you're powerful enough, not even then. They're led by Malekith and his mother Marathi, the same two elves who formed the Dark Elves 10,000 years prior. Marathi is kind of just always awful, but sometimes if you squint real hard, Malekith can almost sort of a little bit resemble a noble elf hero he once was. Then he does things like instituting the elven god of murder as the head of the Dark Elf pantheon.
Okay, that one's a bit hard.
Demons as auxiliaries when
Then again, if I was like shafted from my rightful place on the throne, I would probably hire the God of Murder to be my homie. You know, court intrigue and all of that, and then just strip like this is bullshit.
He invades Ulthuan and starts the Warhammer Fantasy Triangle slave trade. In spite of failing to retake Ulthuan every time he tries, he's a damn powerful wizard and warrior both. He's just Darth Vader, actually. He's even got the suit of armor that helps keep him alive because he was severely burned. And who can forget his mommy issues? Although I don't think Anakin ever piped his mother, so a little bit different there. There is no height of
I mean, if his mom looked like that, I'd do it too.
Admitting you're a bit tired.
She's so hot.
Killed because if you were strong, you wouldn't be injured. So clearly,
there you go.
More fitting should take your spot. They don't have as many dragon allies, and the ones they do are corrupted by dark magic. So they just grab whatever monstrosity they can find in the Midwest and put it in chains until it's time for battle.
Nice.
Much like their cousins in
This
space,
is like Ohio.
if you find you're about to be captured by them, it's probably best to just off yourself. They may not have quite as exotic measures of torturing you, but they make up for it with a real go-getter attitude in the field of human rights violations. There's a holiday called Blood Night. The cult of the god of murder goes around and kidnaps people to murder. They steal.
Yeah, I know it's cliched at this point, but I love like the super sexy armor style. Like I said, I'm a big pulp fan. You know, that was all like Conan the Barbarian wearing nothing but a loincloth, and there's a beautiful woman always in there. There's been some depictions of Jarell of Jory, kind of like that, but also in like plate armor. It kind of varies depending on the artist's interpretation. But Jarell of Jory is very cool. Just angry French woman that is in fact too angry to die and travels to hell just because she hates one guy that much.
To be trained as witch elves like them, and they throw elven boys in a cauldron of boiling blood. If they
Oh.
survive, they get trained as an assassin. I don't think a concrete statistic has ever been given, but you can assume that not many.
It reminds me, because I feel like there's gonna be like a lot of Elric in here. And Elric is a very influential like series of obviously like the cursed sword with the Dark Elf King, but there was also a real fucked up celebration. Well, celebration it was more like a tradition where it was like everyone thought Elric was dead, and it's like, all right, King's dead. In honor of him, all you nobles out there, and keep in mind, Melon and Bananas do not understand the concept of morals. Like, it's physically impossible for them. Like, all right, all the nobles, go out and spread your seed amongst the commoners. We need more nobility because the king died. A king, not the king. A king.
People survive this. If you like being edgy, either ironically or because you think suffering is inherently deep, you'll like the Druchii. I can already feel the viewer retention going down, though, from how long I've been talking about elves, so how about we move to their polar opposites?
The dwarfs.
Elves are posh,
Enough.
regal, and always at least a little bit uptight. Dwarfs are brash, to the point, and consider sobriety a sin. While the elves of Warhammer have a few things that make them stand out a bit from the standard elf template, the dwarfs of Warhammer could fit in just about any setting with minimal issue. They like drinking, they like mining, they hate orcs, and getting them to compliment non-dwarf craftsmanship is like pulling teeth from an orc. They hate magic both because it's weird elf nonsense, and because when the old ones made the dwarves, they made them so opposed to magic their mere presence makes it not work properly. They love mining
Oh,
in mountains
that's cool.
because that's just what dwarfs love. They do have three things that make them stand out, though. First is that it's pronounced dwarfs, not dwarves. Second is that these dwarfs are industrious little fellas. They've discovered oil and how to use
They
it.
have
With it,
helicopters.
helicopters, trains, and more. While humanity has galleons with cannons and the elves have either magical dragon ships or city-sized slave ships, the dwarfs have ironclads, submarines.
Look, if I learned anything from Pathfinder, gun beats dragon every time. Because dragons are nothing but natural armor. Guns penetrate natural armor. And what was that one anime? Gate. Where just like the Japanese military just fucking curb stomped all the like the fancy people. Like it wasn't even like a challenge at all.
And aircraft carriers. They hate using them because no proper dwarf would ever be happy with anything but solid earth under their feet, but they have them. They're slow to change to the point that anything less than 500 years old gets you complained at if you suggest using it, but at least some of them understand that the 20-barreled artillery piece is nice to have even if
The people of OK Boomer.
The second is that
Wait,
dwarves
hold
are
on.
the embodiment of the word
Is that a cannonball? Because they're underground. It's either a cannonball. I think it's a cannonball because there's like spray here. I was gonna say, is there a fucking moon under there? Is this like center of the earth shit? Hollow Earth?
even if their ancestors might not approve. The second is that these dwarfs are the embodiment of the word spite. They're bitter that the other races won't just conform to proper dwarf ways. They hate orcs and goblins for ruining their once great cities. They hate the elves for that war they got into thousands of years ago. A war that ultimately started, mind you, because the dwarf diplomat forcibly had his beard shaved. There were some other factors leading up to it, but that was the final straw. The average dwarf doesn't know about the lizardmen much, but they'd certainly hate them too if they knew the Slann were involved in shifting some mountain ranges around that destroyed a whole lot of dwarf holds. Have you ever wronged a dwarf? Into the book you go. The Great Book of Grudges, that is. Every single thing that has in some way wronged the dwarf race is put down in there. Most dwarf holds have their own personal ones for slight against them in particular. Some dwarfs have their own personal book. Even if they don't, they have photographic memory. If you've wronged them, they'll remember. It doesn't even need to be on purpose. A human town once shorted the dwarfs 2 coins by accident in exchange for some construction work. The dwarfs sent an army and killed everyone in it. If this happens to
oh my god, for 2 what's the value of 2 gold coins? This also does remind me of a really cool concept from Dark Sun, where like the dwarves have like a life quest, and if they do not complete that life quest, they will turn into a revenant and start killing things as a revenant. Thought that was such a cool concept that made them more than just fucking dirt people.
You try to seek some sort of retribution for this insane idea of compensation they seem to have, you're going back in the book for any harm you might cause doing it. They will
The
spend
vicious cycle.
centuries and entire military campaigns fighting wars to right grudges, and naturally anything that happens to them during these campaigns leads to more grudges, which leads to them trying to right those grudges, which causes more grudges. You know that saying about digging 2 holes when you set out for revenge? 2 holes is not nearly enough for the Dowie. And who could forget the Slayers? Let's say you're a dwarf, and you committed some seriously dishonorable action. Maybe your negligence led to other dwarfs getting killed. Maybe you fled at the height of a battle. Or maybe you just lost a bit too much money on a bet, or had your beard shaved against your will. In any of those cases, there's only one option available to you. Kill yourself. Take the Slayer oath and die in battle. There's no redeeming yourself in any way but death. There's funerals held for those who take the Slayer oath.
Is that a goblin riding a spider? Okay, yeah, I see his legs. I thought, or is that like a goblin spider centaur?
Through to them yet. If you want some great books that explore Slayers, dwarfs, and the Warhammer world, read Gotrek and Felix. Read Gotrek and Felix anyway. Do it. Now. Well, the dwarves certainly have their work cut out for them.
Look at Godric and Felix. That looks like a cool, like, buddy cop swashbuckler thing.
And hit it with a hammer until it works perfectly how they want.
What was it? The something in the Mauser, I think, from back in the day.
Called Longbeards. If their beard can touch the floor, they get equipped with some of the best armor dwarf money can buy. They've got the finest weapons in the setting, the finest armor in the setting, and while they may be slow as all hell, if they catch you, it's game over. If you like facial chair, hate change,
facial chair,
people for being different, take a look at the dwarfs.
Chaos dwarves.
Without that silly grudge ideology. You've committed a wrong and have to make up for it, but you can right it without causing your own death. And what's more, you can properly use magic. Fireball and lightning and all those other lovely spells you can think of. Without the shackles of tradition or even their own biology holding them back, they can produce wonders of both magic and industry. Unfortunately, they replace stupid grudges with one of the most horrific slaver cultures around, and they force them to worship actual demons and dark gods.
It's like, we don't have slavery, you have indentured servitude.
A good thing, because it eventually turns them into stone statues. These are the Chaos Dwarfs, and they're horrifying in a way the more human followers of Chaos can only dream of being. Saying they take the best of the dwarfs is sort of overstating it, because the best of the dwarfs is their willingness to stand by both the letter and spirit of their word. They'll have your back no matter what. Plus, while their incredible stubbornness does hold them back from a lot of progress they can make and gets them into some stupid conflicts, it also means they're not only going to accomplish
nice dragon poetry, by the way.
Stand by your side. If the dwarfs say they're going to help you, they're going to help you. And if a human, dwarf, and elf are all fighting together, the dwarf is going to be the last one to break. The Chaos Dwarves take these traits and have molded them in a way that is best suited to being an evil bastard. The craftsmanship of the dwarves makes weapons, yes, but also architectural wonders and genuine pieces of art so good it can make a man weep. The Chaos Dwarves make hell factories that are 2,000% efficient.
Oh, that's sick.
Weapons Chaos has to offer. They take the runic magic of the dwarfs and use it to bind demons into their weapons and armor. The demons aren't happy with this, but the Chaos Dwarfs are still dwarfs. They're so good at what they do that more often...
It's like the, was it the Iron Warriors that would just, like, summon demons and trap them into their, like, war machines?
Not, the demons are powerless once the Chorfs get their hands on them. They aren't numerous, and they aren't even terribly expansionist.
They look a lot like orcs.
Go to war, there's nothing that can truly equal it.
They're like teeth.
Weapons and armor just like the dwarfs, only now bolstered with the power of Hellspawn. They even have the closest thing to a nice chaos god to worship, which gives them all sorts of benefits. Hashut. Sure, he's called the Father of Darkness and is the god of tyranny and is overall exactly as evil as you'd expect from that, but he doesn't screw the Chorfs over. They want power, he likes it when tyrants are in power, so in exchange for them using their dwarf talents to enslave others, he gives them power. The most commonly seen use of Chaos Dwarfs is as artillery crewmen for the Hell.
It's interesting that there's more than just like the 4 Chaos Lords.
This is because of
seems like there's a lot more gods here, which is nice.
Because they don't really have an army. They do have legacy rules for
it's a fucking Ghost Rider Hell Cannon.
Like Cathay, but their status is proper.
Is it the Penance Stare?
All over the place.
The Penance Cannon.
If you don't mind legacy rules and finding either old minis or third-party ones to use, you can field the Chaos Dwarf army. So if you like the dwarfs but wish they were horrendous in every way possible, check out the Chaos Dwarfs. Just get used to people calling them Chorfs. Not the most dignified name in that one. The Ogres were the last race the old ones made before pissing off. They're resistant to chaos, tough unlike the elves,
You
capable of
made
changing
those?
things up quickly unlike the dwarfs, and are as ambitious and fluid as mankind.
Oh, look at his funny
Unfortunately, the
hat.
other ones couldn't quite get them to stop eating everything in sight and never properly finish them before
Oh.
they left, or their homeland.
God left them
When chaos invaded,
unfinished.
the ogres were left unfinished in this state, and many became nomadic after they ate everything in whatever their first homeland was. They also ate the
They
ancestors
ate their
of the modern-day
homeland. Oh my
giants, who were
God.
a whole lot smarter, wiser, and powerful than the inbred alcoholic morons that giants are in Warhammer today. Things were made worse for them when they decided to migrate into Cathay, because the Dragon Emperor dropped a meteor on their homeland and blew it up. Now they had
Oh.
nowhere to return to, were still really hungry, and that meteor
Just live
made a
next
big
to the
hole
giant
called
mall.
the Great
Okay.
Maw. It's a big hole in the ground with teeth, and the ogres throw food and people into it to get magical powers. They also worship a volcano and drink its lava to get fire magic.
It's like Marcus from Borderlands 2. Guns, 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 guns.
On Mongolia, but I don't think Genghis Khan ever ate.
Okay, so that's why they're in Carthay.
Killed everyone in it, sure, but I don't think there was mass cannibalism. The ogres, though, do exactly that. Everything about them revolves around food. Their social hierarchy is in large part determined by how fat you are. They have a race of goblinoid slaves called Noblars they employ as equal parts pack mule, assistant chefs, and snacks. They go to
They're
war to
the
eat
pack
other
mules,
races'
eh?
food and or the other races. One of the most common ways you'll see ogres around is as
His
mercenaries,
hands are just
because while
butcher
they are
blades.
stupid, they're smart enough to realize being a mercenary means you can travel the world sampling all the food you can find, and you'll even get paid for the trouble. The gut is a sacred part of an ogre's body.
Oh, the
to the
concept
point
art
that
is so cool.
oftentimes it's the only part of an ogre they keep protected with armor. That might sound stupid, but consider they're twice as tall, 4 times as wide, and 8 times as heavy as a normal person, and can reliably defeat demon invasions. The closest thing to an ogre's central government is Greece's Goldtooth tribe that sets
God,
up
he
toll
really
booths
does
at the
look like a
trading routes
Walmart
between
shopper.
Cathay and the old world. Aside from that, though, they can be literally anywhere. They're happy to sell their
His-
services to all races, and sometimes they can even
His mace, the spikes are made out of sapphire. As a Del Toro Quest fan, this pleases me greatly.
become corrupted by chaos. Being resistant to chaos, corruption, and immune to it are different things, especially if they willingly join for one reason or another. Sometimes they even
Dude.
embrace the cultures of the places they go willingly. An ogre isn't exactly gonna fit in an
Nice
imperial noble's
anchor for a
party, but are
weapon.
you gonna tell the 9-foot-tall slab of muscle with a racial reputation for eating people that he's being a bit of a slob? No, you aren't.
No,
And if
just
someone
smile
does,
and wave.
everyone at your fancy dinner party now has some rather gruesome entertainment, while your ogre guest has dessert. The chaos
here we
demons
go,
are pretty
chaos.
similar between fantasy and 40k. They're all servants/bits of a greater god. Sufficient concentrations of magic can allow them to show up, and when a wizard messes up their spell, they can manifest that way too. They want to tear down the
Whoopsies.
mortal world and bring ruin to the realms of man, elf, and dwarf, all that good stuff you can expect of demons. The only real difference is how they came about. In 40k, all the Chaos Gods have birthdays. Slanesh has the most concrete one, but the other ones at one point very
Yeah.
much came into existence. Warped timey-wimey cop-out garbage means they've also always existed, but I don't care about that. In fantasy, they have always existed, though. They're just evil gods who exist to ruin stuff. It's how it works. Chaos came about when they
Yay.
broke through the portals on each of the planet's poles when the old ones
I
already
can't remember in Vermintide which one was the most ball busting. I don't think it was Corn. I think Corn's was the easiest. I think it might have been Slanesh, where like there's some missions where like a random chaos god would like try to fuck with you and like do environmental stuff. One of them was like really painful.
them to ferry materials and magic to their
I think it was like you either like had
Other
to
than
stay
that,
close to
pretty much
each
the
other
same,
or you had to
with
stay
a
apart because you were
small
gonna
bit
blow
more
up or
emphasis on
something.
their positive aspects. Only a small bit, though. Korn still likes war, Nurgle still likes disease, Tzeentch still likes scheming, and Slanesh still likes degeneracy. Same demon
Yay.
units, same greater demons. Hell, most of the named demons are the same. Where they really shine and differentiate between settings isn't their followers. Let's get GW's least favorite child out of the way first.
Oh,
The Beastmen are a cross between beasts and men. Being born of chaos
Nice.
itself, the Dark Gods don't need to bribe them with gifts to ensure their worship. Unfortunately for them, this means the Beastmen rarely, if ever, get any gifts from the gods. They know they always have their worship, so they get the scraps the proper Chaos Warriors get. Given that one theory of how they came about
it's like the one child that is like they can take care of themselves versus the absolute fucking train wreck that needs more attention to like correct their path. Like, you never pay attention to me. Well, yeah, because you can take care of yourself. Look, we got a lot of work with the other kid. Okay.
about is man and beast getting a bit too friendly with each other, I don't feel too bad for them. Don't let that fool you, though. While the nations of men consider them to be a nuisance for all but the most isolated towns, and the dwarves view them similarly, the wood elves know the true danger they represent. In the forest of the world, millions
Yeah,
of them
big
lurk,
fucking minotaur.
or entire swaths of the country are trampled underneath their hooves. They defile nature with their every step, and won't stop their savage crusade until the civilized peoples of the world exist in a constant state of being hunted by their bestial overlords. At least that's what we're told in between lore blurbs of them being butchered like the cattle they look like. For the love of God, at least the Eldar are powerful on the tabletop more often than not. The Beastmen usually suck on tabletop and in the lore. I'm trying to be a
Oh, that's
hype man for
unfortunate because they're
factions.
kind of cool.
While I wasn't for Bretonia because I hate them, I'm not for the Beastmen because I pity them. For what it's worth, though, they are incredibly
Ah,
similar
that's
to
so
the average
cool,
person in
though.
this setting. Villages at the frontier of
That
almost every
one
faction
skink
are
gonna have a
ravaged
real
and assaulted
bad
by Beastmen
time.
raiders, and when they gather in force, they'll be wiped off the map at a moment's notice. And since they're all part animal, they have incredibly sharp senses. If you get in a fight with one while you're traveling, it's already game over.
So I wonder if they're like a singular animal, if they could be like hybrid animals, like chimeras.
Because they heard a fight is a different story. The Beastmen are a savage race to the point that things like intact walls drive them to frothing rage, such as their hatred for civilization. All they do in their free time is get into brutal fights amongst each other, sometimes involving one challenging another for a position in the hierarchy, but usually just to assert dominance or for fun, hunt people, and drink. They do have some forms of worship for the Chaos Gods.
Okay, yeah, because this guy's got wings.
Construct effigies and are actually revered by other beastmen as something above their common squabbling, but for the most
Very
part, they're
fashionable.
every stereotype of barbarians squashed into one. Aside from those shamans, they have no desire to form their own culture, civilization, or cities. They just want to hunt like the beasts they are. The beastmen may be a bit of an acquired taste, but for what it's worth, I don't think I've ever seen people...
I wonder, because these guys look an awful lot like the beastmen from Diablo. Like Diablo 3. And I know there are people at Blizzard that are big Warhammer fans because of StarCraft. I wonder if that's where they got their idea for Beastmen, was from Warhammer Fantasy.
Beastmen players with anything but some measure of respect. While the Beasts of Chaos are no more, the OG Beastmen of Fantasy have returned to the tabletop. If you like the idea of being this savage force of nature that just wants to ruin, all the while being backed by the Dark Gods,
It does sound fun.
For you. Just don't expect to win all that often. Part of the respect Beastmen players get is for sticking with an army that Games Workshop seems to hold in utter contempt.
Warriors of
incredibly
Chaos.
Biased, but I do not care for the motivations of most of the traitor legions. They strike me as like listening to a story about me and my siblings not getting along when we were kids, which I'm sure is at least partly intentional, but that's not the kind of motivation I want.
Okay, yeah, some of them definitely, like Conrad Kurz is like a real fucked up. The Death Guard guy, okay, he was like super fucking petty. Like, yo, I wanted to be the fucking hero. Like, no, stop. You're a shit. Angron, though, sounds like he would be it, but no, this is kind of justified. Like, all my friends are dying, I want to fight and die with them. No, you're coming with me. But Papa, I said, what the fuck, where am I? I slapped you and I took you with me. Where are my friends? They're probably all dead.
For why someone sold their soul to the forces of hell, at least not on a faction-wide level. By contrast, let's look at the Warriors of Chaos motivations for worshipping chaos. I'd say there's two blanket ones you can say. The reasonable one is that they live in the barren, icy lands of Norska. Aside from the
Skull Mountains,
permafrost covers the whole land. No crops can be grown, and few animals are around to hunt. Because of their proximity to the North Pole, where the realm of chaos intersects with reality, a lot of those animals are heavily...
I was wondering why it was always so cold.
Demonic. A lot of these people are also almost
chaos is always where cold is.
Sigmar, as a lot of the ones who live there now are the descendants of the ones Sigmar forced out when he was forming the Empire. With all that in mind, I think it's at least understandable that these people would turn to the Chaos Gods for protection and worship. If the only option of worship is the guy who's all about plague, you might as well hope he's in a good mood and will keep the plague at bay in exchange.
A good example of this is in Pillars of Eternity, where the Ice Elves, one of their major gods, is like the god of like winter, plague, decay, oblivion, things like that. Like, well, why would you fucking listen to that? Well, because it's fucking cold and you don't want that shit to happen to you.
For a few sacrificed Southerners. The other motivation, while less relatable, is also much more fun. Just wanting to be an evil, powerful overlord. Why do you worship
Nice.
the Dark Gods? Because they give you ultra-powerful cursed armor you can use to give them more sacrifices to gain more power with. Why do you slaughter
Sweet.
in the name of the Blood God and all the others? Because it's fun. Who gives a damn about morality?
Because
The
it's
orphanage
so
made the
much
mistake of
fun,
being
Jan,
in front
get
of
it.
you, so it obviously had to go. If the Blood Dragons are a heavy metal album cover, the Warriors of Chaos are every heavy metal album cover combined into one. Kill for the
Hell
Dark
yeah.
Gods at every possible moment. Let loose your darkest
This is
desires into the
badass.
world, because you have the explicit backing of the powers that be to do so. The Norskins who live in the frozen north will make pilgrimages to the northern pole and realm of chaos to become true warriors of darkness. If they're unlucky or unworthy, they'll turn into chaos spawn or demon food. If they're lucky or worthy enough, they'll become mighty chaos lords. And if they're really lucky
Ooh.
and get just the right amount of attention from their gods, they can become demon princes of chaos, immortal beings with the blessings of the gods themselves to pillage across the world in their name. Look at this dude. He has 4 weapons
Oh my
visible
God.
alone, and his armor looks like he just grabbed every single bit of scrap metal around and had a demon turn
God,
into
he's
something
shaped like
almost
Nito.
coherent to look at. If you want to play the bad guys who revel in being bad guys for the sake of it, the Warriors of Chaos have no equal. But believe it or not, these guys aren't the evilest faction. I
Oh,
love
the
this
rat
game.
boys. The
Take a
cheese
rat,
boys.
make it person-sized, walk on 2 legs, and fill it with hate. Now let them outnumber everyone else combined by a factor of 10, give them energy weapons and the foulest of magics, and a desire to see everyone else brought low before them. With that, you have the Skaven, and they are truly glorious. Unlike the Chaos Gods, their god of the Horned Rat has absolutely no positives. His own
The
little
Horned
territory in
Rat.
the realm of chaos is the realm of ruin. It sucks, and in there is a greater demon of his for every single Skaven, all of whom also suck. With numbers and power like they have, there's only one reason the Skaven haven't already taken over the world. The thing their god and race embodies more than anything
They
else
kill
is the word
themselves.
asshole. They hate the other races for sure. They're petty and spiteful enough that even though they don't have any uses for gold, they mine it solely because it inconveniences everyone else.
What's up,
They hate
Kazuki?
each other only a fraction
Welcome, I'm
of a
learning about
fraction
Warhammer
less than they
Fantasy.
hate everyone else. They're also all power-hungry morons who are convinced that if they were in charge, they could lead Skavendom to victory. And
Yeah,
of
the
course,
reason they haven't
themselves
taken
to
over is
device
because they
of
keep
luxury and
butchering each
power. So
other.
one will have a plan to defeat a dwarf army, and then all his underlings immediately begin sabotaging each other to look good for the commander, sabotaging the commander to take his place,
Deciding
and then
what to play.
sabotaging themselves
Oh, I've
because
been
they're
there. That good old
They
gaming
eat each other for
quagmire.
food, the Skaven at the top bully the ones below them, and this lovely form of Reaganomics trickles all the way down to the common
Probably
rat
Dragon's Dogma.
bullying Skaven
Oh, 1 or
slaves
2.
because the rat above him bullied him because the rat above him bullied him. Of course, none of this matters in terms of defeating them.
The chain of command
They're
immediately
There's
shatters.
a reason the only human inhabited
1.
place on
Right,
Earth
I played a little
that
bit of
doesn't
1.
have rats is Alberta. The Skaven
Wasn't
literally
bad.
breed like rats because they are. In the time it takes you to kill one, they've already given birth to another 1,000. In a chapter from a Skaven character's point of view, the commanding wizard of the Skaven army remarked it was impressive how they managed to pull off a victory despite only outnumbering the enemy 4-1. When a 4-1 ratio is what they consider to be a pretty even fight, you can rest easy, knowing there's a lot of rats under your feet. Or don't rest easy. I wouldn't. And of course their
No.
technology. It's the best in the world. They have nuclear weapons.
'Cause of course.
They burrow under the ground and put them under people or places they don't like, which is everywhere and everyone.
Oh my god, if I had a penny for every pixel, I'd have 3 pennies.
The High Elf home and Athelloren, the Wood Elf home. They can't get to Ulthuan because it's a floating island continent that doesn't touch the sea floor. There's no ground for them to dig up under through. They can't get to Athelloren, meanwhile, because the ground itself is alive and actively hates them for trespassing.
Oh.
They'll send thousands of their slaves and basic soldiers to death in order to slightly soften up the enemy's
Storytelling
defenses.
is
As far as the Council of 13 that
storytelling
rules
Itsuno
Skavendom is concerned, 1,000 slave rats
does
exchanged
is
for the
crazy
use of
game
pumpkin
gaslights
rockets
you
and
into
cannonballs as a
things and you
positive
start
trait.
questioning
This
what's
is
right or
before they
wrong
start
for Dragon's
firing at you
Dogma.
with magically powered Gatling guns, throwing poison
I never
gas
got
at
too
you,
much in the
and
story. I
lighting
mean,
you
I
on
know the
fire
general
with magically
premise,
powered
like the
flamethrowers.
dragon and
Every single
stuff,
one of
but
those things has the potential to break and kill the operators because the magic rocks powering it are incredibly unstable, and it just doesn't matter to the Skaven. Other Skaven killed are other potential rivals killed, and everyone else they kill is one less obstacle to Skaven domination over the world. That magical substance they use to power their weapons is a rock called Warpstone, by the way.
man,
The
they really
Skaven
do
cover it
favor the
above all
Skaven, don't
else.
they?
They use it to power pretty much
Like, yeah, there's a
everything that
shit
isn't
ton of
manually
them. Yeah,
powered.
there's also, they have the best
Slave rats.
technology. No,
Other
yeah, they
uses for
actually
it
win in the
include
end.
to boost their magical strength, boost their physical strength, as food, and as a cocaine equivalent. Everyone else who touches
Yay.
the stuff either mutates or dies on the spot, and for the Skaven it's nose candy. If they sound goofy,
Holy
it's
shit, is
because
Total
they
War
are.
Warhammer a Sega
Consider what it's
game?
like on the other side of a Skaven invasion. You're walking down the
Wild.
street, things have been a bit
Oh.
rough with the goings goings on in the town.
I play
that really can't
Vermintide.
be explained by natural causes. Then all you hear is explosions, the sounds of the most horrifying mutated monstrosities ever conceived, and right as you turn the corner, all you see is dozens of beady red eyes staring at you with full intent to kill and eat you.
It may
That's
have
if you're
worse
lucky.
trash.
On the other end of
Didn't have
things,
anything to do
Skaven
with the
are
game.
horrifying. There's a lot
That's
more
what
about
happens
this
when
game
you
that I could
hand the
say. Here's a
reins
quick and
to a
easy way to
Dojin
know if you
rider.
like 'em. If you despise everything about everyone
So
around
that
you,
explains
know
all the
for a fact you
horniness.
should be in charge of everyone because you're clearly right, and altruism makes you want to curl up and die, you'll like the Skaven. Or alternatively, if you want to rock up to a fantasy setting with machine guns, magical artillery, and nuclear bombs, they're for you too. And I believe that is every major fantasy faction, and a lot of the minor ones.
There's quite a
If you're
lot.
new to fantasy, I hope this was a decently informative primer. If you aren't, I hope something in here was funny. Thank you as always to my wonderful channel members.
Oh, good
who are
lord.
the Warhammer Fantasy to my Warhammer, the backbone of everything that has come before and since.
My god, that's
If
a
you'd like to
lot.
support the channel, feel free to subscribe or become a member. Either way, thank you for watching and take care out there.
Okay, well, I really like that.
There's a whole faction of vampire pirates I didn't really talk about. For the overall lore, they're just not important, but one of them has
Yo, what the fuck? It's a fucking living ship. That one's also got crab legs.
the largest navy in the world. That's what Warhammer Fantasy considers forgettable. A pirate
You fucking kidding me? A pirate vampire legion is forgettable. Man, you really get blue ball when you're a Warhammer Fantasy fan, it feels like.
vampire with the largest navy in the world. Total War only for the most part, but hey, it's pretty cool to play in that.
Huh. No. No. No, not again. What the fuck? Oh, it's fucking Vulcan. Anyways, that was really cool. I like that. Let's see here. Let's go through this again. The greenskins, they're orcs. There's not much you can do. I like the idea of the lizard men. Sexy Russian Ice Queen is Sexy Russian Ice Queen Kislev. Britonia. Carthay was super sick, actually. And then, let's see here. I'm trying to think of like the ones I like the most. The Tomb Kings. I really like the Tomb Kings. The Tomb Kings were super sick. And then the elves? The elves are actually kind of cool. I'm a sucker for like, well, because I read a bunch of fucking Elric books. I'm a big fan of the cursed sword trope. And I do like how they kind of like naturally split apart between the high and dark elves. Dark elves were cool. No bias whatsoever. And here. It's a shame the beastmen are kind of pathetic. They seemed kind of cool. But yeah, honestly, Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings might have been it for me. But yeah, that was every Warhammer Fantasy faction explained by Pancreas No Work. I would copy this if I could. Actually, can I just do this?
Allowed.
No, it still shows the fucking reaction slot playlist. Anyways. Yeah, I'll probably look more into the Warhammer Fantasy here. My interest has been piqued. Anyways. How about we play some Spess Marin now? Oh my god, where am I? How am I doing over here? There I am. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm so excited I can play this without having to display capture. You guys don't have to see my super cool wallpapers now. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Basic premise of Dragon Stars is basically mundane repetition, often feeling deja vu, breaking the cycle. Like, I'm well aware that the risen becomes a dragon. I don't know, like, the deeper details, but Hopefully that just pops up by itself. It is not. I'm gonna have to... Okay. Oh. Okay, there it is. It just took a second. And now I gotta tab out of OBS. There we go. Now we actually play a thing I put for the stream game. I didn't want to put just chatting because that's gonna assume that's gonna be like the entire fucking stream. And that's boring. Hopefully that also sounds good. Joining server. Loading resources. So loading resources. Loading game logic now. We've changed. Changed gears. Fuck your cutscenes. And fuck your chicken strips.
Lieutenant, what did you see in those Mechanicus files?
A record.
Your mom's OnlyFans.
Explain.
You may direct that request to our captain.
Give me a tactical overlay of the city.
Captain.
A minute.
CC list. Oh, they're actually just gonna let me go to launch bay for once. I don't have to like slow pimp walk.
Everything that happened.
Brother, do not keep us in the dark.
It is not your concern.
You criticize the captain for withholding intelligence, and yet you treat us to the same evasive obscurity.
Stray words have cost me dearly.
So you do not trust us?
Brothers,
No.
calm yourselves, lest you face the chaplain's censure.
He started it.
Look,
Oh. Land. Oh, hey, at least they made it. Guess we should probably move. We should probably move our car.
I hope they survived.
Make sure I got the proper war gear. It was not. I need my guns heavy, thank you. Lesson I learned from my father a long time ago when we were bowling. He asked them, I want the heaviest fucking bowling ball you've got. And I've taken that with me. As he stomped at bowling. Now I'm gonna stomp on someone's guts with my heavy ass weapons.
you seem troubled.
I tire of reckless fools.
I hope you do not mean us.
Not unless you worship the Omniscient.
Ah, then I share your distaste.
Yo, fuck the Mechanicus. Anyway, so the Thunderhawk. Boop. Servant of the Machine. Tyranid forces surround the Temple of Thasian. Breaking through their lines is the only way to retrieve Morius Eluge. Enter the temple, extract Magos, and bring him safely aboard the Resilient. Reach the temple, rescue Morius Eluge. Fuck it.
Lance of Jove, report.
Minor damage. Tech team is inbound.
Can we depend on you for extraction?
Yes, Lord. We will be there.
Oh,
Very good, brother. The Emperor protects.
Make haste. We have considerable ground.
someone had a bad time. How far do I have to play in the game to do multiplayer? I think the first mission.
Looks like a neurophone placed on
But the main story is also co-op as well. Granted, you will need to invite friends for that.
Let us thin their numbers.
Bitch! Okay, I remember the parry button. Totally remember it. Come here, bitch. Give me my armor back. Yeah, I think the first mission, you just like go through that. Oh, I'm sorry, the tutorial and the first mission. And they'll show you like, hey, these are also your like multiplayer guys. Ooh, shot grenades. A piece of candy. Those are not ammo boxes. Don't mind me, I'm just going in. Oh shit! Get rid of that sniper, bitch. Hold the line! You get the fuck off my Cadians!
Munitions secured.
Don't worry, little Cadian, I got you. Oh, there we go.
Is that you?
Chiron! Bless the Emperor. It's good to see you.
Oh boy.
Squad.
He doesn't have a helmet. Or he doesn't have a face in the cutscenes. It's like those like triplets in Gears of War.
The bridge.
Lieutenant, nothing gets across with that beast up there.
What are we up against?
It has its rear covered and we do not have the manpower to break through. The Cadians are holding the bridge at great cost.
Set up assault positions by the bridge.
Sounds like normal.
We'll deal with the neurothrow.
Very well.
Oh yay, neurothropes. Fun.
We will avenge them, brother. Watch yourself.
What's our theoretical? A direct assault.
Oh baby, melt the bomb.
Is that it? Doubt our ability, brother. No, sir. Good.
Let us choke them with their own blood.
I can't see shit. That's fine because my weapon sees for me.
Xenos toxins.
See, look at that. I haven't taken any damage. Do it again. Woo. Nice try. When are you gonna learn, old man? Don't mind me.
Chiron, how do you know Varellus? We served together in 9th Company. I owe him my life. How so? We were once defending a stronghold from an Orcasaur. A war boss overpowered me, had his drill against my head. Varellus appeared, cut the bastard's arm off, and beat him to death with it. Let us honor him by avenging his men.
Oh, yep. Hi. Escape the crab. Lictor. Damn near killed him.
I
Oh, that gave me my full bar.
Swapping magazines.
More loot.
Resupplying.
Heavy bolt. I already got one of those. I like my weapons like I like my music. Heavy. Oh, do I just take the... Yes. Do I... Do I elevator?
Brother, what happened on Grya?
Nothing good.
Don't worry about it.
Be specific.
I would sooner focus on the mission at hand.
You are withholding information relevant to the mission at hand.
Mind yourself, Sergeant.
Your behavior has been erratic. You force your way into classified files. You tell us nothing. Gadriel, we deserve to know who is leading us.
This conversation is over.
What do we got here? Bolt carbine. No. I'm sorry, baby.
A fine gift from the Forge.
But this is in fact classified as a heavy weapon. And also heavy pistol, my beloved.
Deal with them.
Gladly. Come and meet death to see us.
Down we go.
Ready your men.
Down we go.
We're about to take down the Neurothrower.
Oh, that poor guy got pasted.
Make it suffer.
Concentrate fire on the Neurothrower.
Hi. Hi, frames. He curves. Oh shit. I'm insane. Boom. 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 Reloading. I got something for your bitch ass. Oh shit, where's the grenade button? I never use grenades. It's been like a week since I played this.
Melt the detonation imminent.
Bye, bitch. Oh, you little shit. Beat his ass. For Ultramar, bitch. Oh god.
Neurothrower purged. Victory is ours.
Ah, it's the one time I used a melta bomb and it didn't blow me up.
Morales, this is
I love how the Ultra Smurfs, the ones that follow Robot Girly Man, break the Codex of Stars more than anyone. Yeah.
I had little faith I would hear from you again. Will you be joining the assault?
Our path leads to the dome.
Travel well, brothers.
I got more ammo for my melta.
heading for the bridge. Status report.
Damage is worse than I thought. Tech priests are working on it now.
Keep me updated. Brothers, let us proceed.
Limit of 100. Space Marines, my ass. They have like 300. Yeah. They only have 100 until they need to come out with a new product.
The
Oh look, another melta bomb.
Stragglers. Let none escape.
That's not playing the primer, yeah. I mean, I get why, Rabute, you want that, but be real, homie, that's really fucking stupid.
Target destroyed. Frag grenade deployed.
For the con!
Restocking.
Oh shit. Oh hey, thanks for the armor. I will say, as much as I hate the flying landmines, they are quite satisfying when you shoot one of them and they all blow up. Anyone else want a fisting? Oh, we should use a power fist after this. That'd be fun.
That's all of
I like the power fist too.
about to lose his position. We're still a long way from the dome. And we must hurry.
Shit, which way do I? Oh.
Need a ride, brothers?
Sergeant, good to see you.
The Cadians have the bridge under control. Thought you could use an extra hand.
A welcome offer.
Climb on.
I think it's funny how the Tyranids are portrayed as weak. Even though they're like the perfect life forms. Perfect biological
Temple is this way.
weapons. Yeah, I've read some Tyranid books. They are scary motherfuckers. Thinking that's kind of like bug horror in general.
Ultramarines!
Pretty sure one story I read was just like a worker ship got boarded and they all just slowly got liquefied to death.
We infiltrated the dome.
No, my lord. What about the Temple of
I
Thassia?
just knocked something over.
The dome was evacuated days ago.
Rejoin the main force immediately.
For reference, lictors can catch space wolves unaware. Fuck.
We are to hold this position until further notice.
The dome is empty. Now move on.
But, sire,
I gave you an order.
forgive me, my lord. Perhaps there was a communication error. The captain insisted.
The deserters.
Chaos.
No, no, no. We have our orders.
Vox your captain. If you are deserters, I'll execute you myself.
Captain Fairburn, come in. Captain Fairburn, come in.
Chaos.
Ambush.
Oh. I got one. Oh shit. He lobotomized him. Oh boy, 1,000 suns.
Traitors.
You can blend in surrounding and remain completely still for weeks. Oh god.
Nazis. Traitors of the Thousand Sons.
Cowards. You will pay.
How am I doing sitting back here? Get in there and fight.
No victory for you here,
Bitch!
demon. More abominations.
Pop your pixie stick ass head off. God, the hammer's so nice closing the gap like that. Who made the vampires OP in that one, Humans versus Vampires game from like a decade ago. Wiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty. I'm gonna shove this Melta up your ass.
Corrupt space and time. Do not fall prey to
They corrupt space and time. Don't you push me, bitch! Also, like, xenomorphs can absorb knowledge from the victims they eat. Yeah. Another one was, they committed psychological warfare by infiltrating a general's home so the general bursts in and kills his own son.
Titus to Captain Akaran.
Akaran here.
We were just attacked by the forces of chaos.
I assume it's this way.
You're certain?
No doubt. Heretic Astartes and their minions.
Throne, damn it. Do you have Luz?
Negative.
Not yet,
We're
sir.
minutes away.
Find him and get him out of there. Hurry.
What are we waiting for?
The door. That's not even including the Death Leaper variant, which is intelligent enough to pilot ships. Oh, God. Fucking Tyranids, man. Honestly, if I were to pick like a non-Space Marine army, Tyranids are pretty high up there. Oh, this is where he loses his shit. Chiron, you realize I'm now gonna have to drop my Melta gun, right?
Cover him.
You have rolled one eye, the Carnifex has such high regeneration, still alive on Ultramar.
We will cover. Chiron! He is in a rage. He's risking the entire mission.
Now I've heard Old One Eye, I didn't know exactly he was that.
There are force fields covering the exits. They seem impervious to our weapons.
Three Melta pistol. Hi. Pervious to our weapon sounds like a challenge to me. He teleported and then went down. Hi.
Very good.
Alright, hold on, Chiron, I'm coming. Dumbass make me drop my fucking Melta. Kill that guy because I know the AI is not gonna be smart enough to do. Nade him. I have a Melta bomb. I can't. It places it at my feet. But it's a really big boom. Skill issue, yeah. No, it really is because I've probably killed myself with Melta bombs just as much as I've killed people.
The exit is blocked by heretic sorcery. The altar. It bears the mark of the archenemy. Destroy it.
Air frags there, yeah, but it's over. And Melta bomb go big boom. Like it chunked the
The force fields are
the
collapsing.
mini boss.
Chiron, move
Here we
through
got
the
here.
exit.
Last rifle.
By the gates of Hera, you must
All right.
arm yourself.
I will not rest until every last vile heretic lies dead at my feet.
He says that perfectly still. Man, you know, for a sniper, I was expecting like a scope. Justice Mace. What's up? Welcome. Playing some Spess Marins. We actually just got done also learning about some Warhammer Fantasy.
He will need cover. Move. I've never seen him lose control like this. He has put the fate of the whole system.
Oh, you know what they say, right? Is like, don't you just want to go ape shit every once in a while? Chiron, finish your plate.
Heretic cowards! I will end you all!
Woo! Come here, you. Fucking Vader choked him. Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Betrayers!
Don't put baby in the corner. You ain't baby. I love the kills on these guys. There's so much potential for fun when your enemies are just basically magic pixie stick powder. Gotta love a good power hammer. Oh, I fucking love it. Granted, I'm an assault class guy, so. And the power fist. Don't you watch?
Munitions secured.
Oh, I almost jumped off there like an idiot. I'd be a butt toucher. Hey, what am I doing here? Am I just covering him? I've completely lost track.
Restocking.
Well, it definitely ain't there.
No victory for you here, demon. Changing magazine.
Get him, guy. Oh, sorry. I took that from you.
No traitors remain. Get to Chiron now.
Okay. Yeah, I just had to protect him.
Sergeant, check the.
I played enough Army of Two.
Explain yourself. Need I
I'm pissed, sir.
justify my hatred? You need justify your recklessness. The traitors have a debt to me, and you would throw away your life to collect.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the melee weapons because there's. I haven't used a lot of the combat knife.
The Emperor.
Probably go in terms of most favorite.
When and
It'd
where
probably
he so
be
chooses, not over some personal vendetta.
yeah, Thunder Hammer, Power Fist,
You understand?
the Chain Sword, and the Combat Knife. Combat Knife I've only used a little bit,
Lieutenant,
and I feel like it's only appropriate to be dressed as a Blood Angel when I use the Chain Sword. But I like my big heavy weapons, I like my fists. Oh, speaking of Blood Angels. Hi, Sanguinius statue.
they're using some kind of shield.
The altars. Same ones we encountered earlier. They must generate the shield.
Destroy them, then purge these abominations from the face of this world. It seems the traitors' motives are unmasked. Seems. You doubt they wish to.
I thought it was obvious they wanted what we got.
When dealing with heretics,
Another Melta Bomb.
it seems.
Plasma Incinerator, Melta Rifle, Bulwark Holbein. Oh, I forgot about the Power Sword. Fuck it, let's go. No.
Well,
No, Thunder Hammer. Alright. Howdy, fellas. Oh, don't you run past me. Always go up the sides. I learned that from House of Ashes. That was not a parry. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Boomski!
Treachery ends
I
now.
almost blew myself with that. Woo! Oh, that one guy.
You told Akaran the Mechanicus must be stopped. Why?
The artifact we saw in those classified files may be of Chaos origin.
Why wasn't it destroyed?
It is immensely powerful.
I don't know,
They
chaos.
believe they can control it.
And you're just gonna hand it over to lose?
That's kind of defeats the purpose of chaos, right?
These are my orders.
What are they doing?
It matters not. Kill them.
Kill them all and let the Emperor punish them. Oh, oh shit, he shoulder checked me.
The coward witch vanished. Another barrier. Sustained by that one time, no doubt.
Purge the heretics so we may destroy it.
Gladly.
Quit teleporting away from me! Fucking coward! I had more range than I thought. Well then.
Barrier secure.
Now the altar.
Ugh, I hate that that's an eye.
Broken. They are attempting to breach the doors.
That is no simple
But he dropped a grenade when he died.
Look how twisted the altar has grown.
Damn it, guys!
If it lives, then
I
let us
wanted to
teach
run
it
through them.
pain and death. It reeks of the warp.
Raise the armor of your contempt and snuff it out.
Look,
That's a good line.
shrinks from us.
Then keep close and endure. We must disrupt the spell.
Story saying I brought the wrong gun for this, eh?
The heretics sent such a
Never mind.
to meet us.
Show them the
I brought a pretty good gun for this.
More abominations that wish to die.
Bitch.
Leave these monstrosities to me.
On reloading. Is that the fucking psycho from Borderlands? Trying to make a meat bicycle for two? I love the heavy bolt pistol.
The wretches think they can stop us. Let us relieve them of their delusions, brother.
hold this ground.
That faith was weak.
He's talking shit to his own guys. Taught that dude that 3 out of 4 people enjoy gangbangs. Give me my armor back, bitch.
The champion lies defeated.
Okay. You want to be cute. Boo. Oh, thank you, Gadriel.
Reload. Frag grenade deployed.
Fuck that demon.
Vengeance for Magnus and his chosen!
Words as
Oh shit, I'm out of primary. What happens when I kinda gotta be in the circle? Okay, you're a sniper. Why won't you die?
back to the warp.
Give me like 10 more seconds and you're meat, dude. Oh, okay.
Destroy the altar.
Oh, hold on, I got something I gotta do. There we go. I'm completely out of ammo.
There's sorcery.
That's just fine.
Lieutenant Titus, the Lance of Jove, status report.
So many med kits.
See you at the objective.
The Emperor protects.
Oh, it's an ammo cache here. No!
Lance of Jove, stand by for extraction.
Affirmative.
Knock knock.
In the name of the Emperor, open the doors.
You ain't falling for that one again. It's a guy.
Morius lose. I owe you my existence.
Come with us.
To where?
The battle barge.
Compliance, but I must speak with Archmagus Nozick at once.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Dead.
You are to replace him. Lose.
I like how he's shocked at this. Like, you've been dabbling in chaos. Of course he's dead. And these Space Marines haven't said a single word since they sat down. So awkward. I thought I was the machine.
The power source. It's dangerous.
I have spent my life studying it. I assure you it's quite safe.
Oh, I forgot. Titus is like 1,000 years old.
Arrogance?
Why must the Mechanicus meddle with the unknown?
We follow the will of the Omnisire.
Go ahead.
Titus, report to Captain Akaran immediately on arrival.
Confirmed.
Titus? A Captain Titus was killed on the Forge world of Graia over a century ago. He died holding the power source in his hands.
They spill the beans, buddy.
Not even an Astartes could survive power of that magnitude.
How awkward do you think it has to be to have that tube up your nose all the time? Just the one nostril.
Come with me.
You know, Gadriel's getting his little jimmies off being slightly vindicated, even though he's wrong. Yeah, I was right. The Codex Astartes was right.
We must report to Captain Akaran.
Plug those Promethean links immediately.
Administering maintenance.
I will need a repair crew before my next.
What was that between you and Luz? Irrelevant. I disagree. That is your right.
Brother, we only want to help you.
Help?
I don't believe in that, sir. I think that's bullshit. Well, you have the right to believe that. Oh, we gotta wait for this random Mechanicus. Right now, you guys have nothing to say on this elevator right now. There's more people. I like how we actually had to wait for him.
Contact with heretic Astartes. How many? Nasser Militarum forces report multiple
I'm just gonna skip this. We've already done this. I'm just here playing for shits and gigs.
Titus,
Receiving.
attend me on the crew deck.
Acknowledged.
Oh my goodness, I can't stop yawning. That's what happens when we only get like 3 hours of sleep every night.
My transgressions. I will take full responsibility. I gave no report. I have yet to decide if you require formal penance.
Jerichus was blindsided by a rubric Astartes.
So you be grateful, bitch. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I standing close to you?
Great faith in you with this mission.
Oh, yes, because last time you kissed me, Titus.
Your message to Lord
On the lips.
determine the course of
You
this
made it super awkward.
Choose your words wisely.
You doubt my intentions.
It is your actions I will judge. I need not remind you of the
Think if it's in spray and pray, those are the words I choose.
If you cannot trust
Those are my
your will
wise words I choose.
then you are unfit for this duty.
That was it? You talk shit?
It seems I am not the only one on this ship with concerns about your intentions. It is the chaplain's responsibility to ensure our chapter remains pure, not yours. Your erratic behavior is plain for all to see.
He wants to be a tattletale so much.
History of it. I am doing my duty, as I was then, protecting a system from ruin.
You mean the system nobody follows? Alright, war gear.
There he is. Lieutenant, Gallio and I were just examining your recent diagnostic.
Damn it.
Gallio, I object to such intrusions.
As do I. But they are queries I must fulfill.
I seek only answers. Your survival is a profound mystery that must be resolved.
Such unbridled curiosity.
Love that. It's basically like I'm looking at Pip Boy right now.
But that is where you are mistaken. Ruin is all around us, but I will soon depart for the Aurora facility on the Merium. And there, I shall close all
Gateways to ruin.
Damn it, I can't get away from him.
You will see.
Oh, I don't have the power fist. Unfortunate. Quit randomly changing my guns. Sure, for funsies. Go as heavy as we can. What's up, fellas?
Lieutenant, the squad is ready. We are yours to command, Lieutenant.
The astropathic relay on Avarax is under direct assault. If it falls, so do our hopes of reinforcement. We will engage in a 3-point operation to break the Xenos command, restore Vox, and secure the relay.
We will not fail you.
Not one of us can afford to fail this day. Prepare for deployment. I will transmit mission details on descent.
All right, let's go, boys. I hope this is not the final mission. I've lost track of how many missions I've done. Access the astropathic relay. Send a message to Lord Calgar. The adaptive mechanic insists on employing Aurora, despite the potential dangers posed by its power source. The Ultramarines must stand ready to respond should this latent threat manifest.
Approaching drop zone. Prepare for landing.
Lieutenant, it should be us facing the Hive Tyrant.
Talassa can handle it.
Don't worry about it, buddy.
3 men. We should be with
I've done that I've done that mission a million times. Ain't anything special now.
And what exactly is that message?
Speak your mind, brother.
I searched the
God, you're so fucking catty.
You were once captain of the Second Company, and then you disappeared over a century ago.
I was serving with the Death Watch.
There would be records.
It's the Death Watch.
Not for a black shield.
A black shield. You would erase your chapter markings.
I would die for these colors.
Then why?
I was accused. It was my penance.
What were you accused of?
Corruption.
Brace for landing.
I mean, they're saying something that after all that time, he fought and survived. To get his colors back.
Delta Wing, box check.
Meridian here. Still on our gunship. Talassa has landed, and soon a tyrant will fall.
Acknowledged.
This Spacious, that's the Assault, right? I should know that. I remember the face.
The Astropath relay is 4 miles from here. Expect heavy Tyranid presence.
What of the arch enemy?
Sporadic reports, but they are here.
Fire. I am basically a salamander right now. There's so much happening right now.
The stink. Hold your nose, lad. These bastards can poison you with their stench alone.
Empress.
Why is that guy on Vox?
Entering the Vox blackout, Damocles.
Understood. Damocles out.
Chiron. If we encounter Chaos forces,
You need not concern yourself with me, Lieutenant.
disappear like that again,
See,
and you'll be
Chiron
facing
gets
the
it.
wrath of the Watch.
Like, he fucked up when it came to Chaos. He understands me.
Why did you
Gadriel, however.
penance earlier?
It was not your business.
And now it is.
You have made it so. Through suspicion and intrigue.
I'm sorry.
Let us get to work.
Wait, what's a multi-melta?
Open the gates.
Open the gates!
Damage from the last attack.
Stand aside.
Come on, guys. Do you even lift? Stand aside. Damaged my ass.
Seal the gates behind us.
Yes, my lord. Close up. Spores.
Engage!
Nice try, Mittens.
Target destroyed.
No, where did my gun go? Did I run out already? I had like 20 shots. They took my fucking hammer. Alright, where's his punk ass? I want him. Alright, you little shit. Come here! Bubba Hawk is done fucking around. Oh, you little shit. Fuck you.
The spores collapse the bridge. There's no way through. I may have an alternate route. Proceed. Transmitting to
Oh, there's my
all
multi-melta.
We'll need to clear this debris.
Ah. That's a cool little statue. Mortis.
The path is clear. Incoming! Damn spores! Lacadians will make sure.
The bell.
Indeed.
As an American, this hurts me. Oh, I sniped his bitch ass out of the air.
Hostiles in the kill zone!
Yeah, fuck him up. For as much smart ass bugs as they are, they sure are stupid. Stood in front of that tank.
Found our exit. The relay. Our brothers are getting hammered down there.
God, the environmental designer went ham.
Delta Wing, we have given the infernal Xenos a fitting burial.
It is not dead.
Posters.
Enlighten us, Lord Titus.
The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay.
Reports confirm the Lieutenant's assessment. Enemy cohesion is still in full effect. That beast is not yet
Look
dead.
at little dude!
Our word is bond. This void-spawn behemoth has seen its last day.
Don't mind me. Oh, I'm getting low on the multi-melta. Just carry it like a briefcase.
Lay waste to them, brothers.
Alright, boys, I'm done digging around with the multi-melta. Bend over and spell run. Oh shit. Oh fuck. He dead. Cadia stands.
War gear prime. Loading fresh magazine.
Oh, I gotta scratch my foot. It's been fucking the shit out of me. Oh, I'm probably scratching like a layer of skin off, but it feels so good. Is this the way to go? Oh, hey.
Stabilizing vitals.
That was a chunky heal. Fuck, I never heal that much in the multiplayer.
The door is inoperative. Is there an alternate route?
And we go around.
Yes, but it would add considerable time.
Then we must find the power and restore it.
Whoa!
Destroy the mines before they hit.
That was dirty!
Reloading.
Where do we go from here? This is where I just came from, no? Okay, what about this way? Man, imagine walking through here. Like, just visualize yourself in this, like, environment. Be sick.
We have power. Open the door.
I hear laughter on the other end.
Traitor Astartes. Cut them down.
Yeah, it's easy.
Need to reload.
The heretics mean to stop us.
To all appearances, yes.
Elaborate.
The Traitor Legion's legacy of deception goes back 10,000 years. They are masters of it.
They are clearly here to stop Aurora.
I am not convinced. There is more to this.
Dude, they're fucking Zeech followers. It's not always what you would think.
Matter not. I will kill them just the same.
Like saying, I do not... It's like, clearly, the fucking core knights are here for peace. No, they just hate you.
They never learn.
Thank you, iframes. Finish your plate, boys.
Loading ammunition. Heresy and corruption.
The Tyranids seek to consume that as well.
If they kill each other, all the better. Terminate them.
Oh, that's 2 grenades. Stop it. Oh, you're a biggin.
Melt them on the royal.
End of the hall.
And that's why we save our melta bombs.
Swapping magazines.
We should turn around and regroup with the main force.
Titus to Resilient. Requesting Gamma Pat and Hammerfall bunker on my location immediately.
You mean to jump?
Request confirmed.
Yes.
Stand by.
There's our entry.
That's quite a shot.
Damocles to Talassa.
I can make it.
If Talassa fails to take out the Hive Tyrant, then our little excursion was all for naught.
Just. Oh, they straight up shot us in there. Oh, okay, no, they're just shooting missiles.
We should have remained with the main force.
Why toil in obscurity when there's glory center stage? Hey, Sergeant?
Our brothers are dying while we sneak around in the shadows.
If we fail to send this message, we face a massacre.
True. He's not wrong. They have guns.
How do you know that?
They're not using them, but they know how to hold them.
So hard to stop us! Our lieutenant said it himself. There's deception at work.
See?
If you got something to say, Sergeant.
Oh, he's being catty again.
Damn it.
Why don't people just listen? He's kicking ass. Oh, he stuck a landing. So, what exactly is his plan here? He just kills them? I don't know how you win at this point. Yeah, it's Warhammer. Just killing everything isn't an option. Yay!
You're not thinking straight.
I could say the same of you. Damn it, you are an Ultramarine. Now act like one.
Yes, Lord.
Damn. Strip in with another act like one.
Changing magazine. Well fought, guardsman. Form a defensive line at that breach.
Ah, yes, that's what I thought.
Reinforce the breach.
Man, those guards probably pissed themselves like 2 seconds ago. Like, please be the Space Marines. Please be the Astartes. Oh, the door.
Redeploy. Space Marines! For the Emperor!
Woo!
Broken through. We're not making it time.
Come on, fight back! Fight back!
Got you. Moving!
Hey, buddy. See, this is what you need. More fucking verticality.
Meridian, do you read?
Signal is being jammed, as the captain suspected.
Tell us a report.
Whoa! Okay, guys.
Cut out. Repeat.
Sorry, Talas, I didn't hear you over that sick trick I just did.
So of our 3 objectives, none have been achieved. No going back now. Thrusters engaged. Restocking. Restocking.
Stalking. This is it, right? Oh. More.
Engaging thrusters.
Okay, now I'm facing the gamers can't look up. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Another one dead.
Excuse me, bitch. Whee!
Repositioning.
Boom!
Reloading weapon. Keep on your redeploying.
Whoa! Well then. Don't snipe me, bitch.
Reload. Cover my reload.
A fine
Here we go.
forge.
More Melta.
Packs are struggling with all this dust.
Don't you take them from me. You can't take this from me again.
Jump back fouled with dust. We must proceed on foot.
No! My jetpack!
Reached our lines. Talassa has failed. Lieutenant, what are your orders?
We fight.
At last. For Ultramar! Come on, Talassa.
Take out those mines. Vermin in stone.
My god, shoot the fucking barrel, please! The fuck? I'd like my armor back, please. Put your swords down.
They never learn.
Wait, I lost my Melta. Oh shit. Okay, stop.
Do not let them up.
No! The Canadians! Oh. Where the fuck did I drop my Melta? Ow. Thank you. Oh, he's dead.
No one broke the limit. Need to reload.
Oh, he too is dead. Still knock the ones that just showed up.
Resupply.
Carnifex.
Out of rounds! Tear them apart with your bare hands, brother!
I'd prefer to get rid of this sniper bitch first.
Target destroyed.
Oh, you see me parry his bitch ass? Come on. Come on. Fight back. Maybe not stand directly in front of him. Hit his tail like Dark Souls. What am I doing? I got the fucking Melta gun. Light his ass up. Hit him with all the elements. Come here, you. Next. Another one. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, that's two. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
What is this? Talassa.
Ah.
The Hive Tyrant. They are falling. All of them. The Hive Tyrant was controlling these underlings via synaptic link.
Oh, so that's what happens when you kill the Hive Tyrant.
Can mean only one thing. The Hive Tyrant is dead.
Viridian here. If you can hear this, Damocles, we got the bastards.
Excellent work, brother. Any contact with Talassa?
Talassa to Damocles. The alien contaminates our world no longer.
Nice.
Lieutenant Titus to relay. Area secure. Open the gates.
Open the gates.
Let's go.
Onward. And upward.
Well fought, brothers. I will make sure the captain hears of your deeds. I need no commendation.
Yeah, Joe, could you not be catty for 2 fucking seconds? Just take the pat on the back.
Lieutenant, upon completion of this mission, I request transfer to another squad.
Denied.
I will pass your request to the captain.
Oh. How you guys doing out here?
Ultramarines! We're in for some action now!
This doesn't look evil at all.
Is this the Xenos doing?
The Hive fleets cast a psychic shadow that tears at the minds of psychics,
Let's say.
denying worlds in their path the chance to call for aid. Let us hope we are not too late.
A lot of power swords and knives around here. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the power sword.
This will serve me well.
Oh, forgot about this part. Hey, how you doing?
You shouldn't be here.
I have a message from Marnius Calgar.
I cannot help you.
It's urgent.
In addition to the shadow cast in the warp by the Tyranids, demonic forces are now poised to attack anyone who opens their minds to the warp.
You would flee from your duty.
I would have you know.
My brother in Christ, he literally just said if we do this, we're gonna get brainwashed.
Give me your message.
Like, come on. He literally just said that. He's like, do it.
I have it. Let us begin.
My lady, I must protest. The danger is too great.
Silence. There are
Neoma.
guarantees.
Her eyes open or are they closed? I can't tell. You do that every time I want to make a call back home. Oh, I'm starting to hear some thunder outside. Oh, got the poppin'. I think her... Okay, her eyes are closed.
My lady.
What does she mean?
Are they? Never mind. Oh, yeah, I remember what I was saying. I like how they give all these people names like it matters.
What is this?
I do not know.
You wish to bring Olga here that you may kill him. Heretic. Heretic. You will betray us as you betrayed them on Graia.
Lies.
Arrest him! He means to kill her!
Lieutenant!
Catriol, I am no heretic.
He seeks the power stone for himself. He must be stopped! Kill the heretic! Kill him!
Oh wow, thunder's actually getting really loud. You might have heard that last one. Oh my god, the popping again.
What have you done?
Thanks, Chiron. Chiron's a homie. He knows chaos when he sees it.
How gracefully you dance. What sickly pleasure to bide beyond the immaterial. My thanks to thee.
Oh shit.
Titus, so long have I watched thee through a tattered veil, yearning
Oh shit.
I assure you it will be brief.
yes. Let us play the game a little longer.
Get down here and fight me.
Power of the eternal realm is beyond comprehension. You have tasted it, Titus, held its essence in your hands. It calls to each of us.
He is zooming. Oh shit, dudes.
He forbade us from tasting our own.
They took my guns!
Look into the void for just a moment, and you will see the infinite wonder within.
You gonna come down, or is this like a multi-phase thing here? Of course he stops right where I am. He's invisible. Oh, my eyes. The physical damage. Nice try. Someone had a real bad time there. Nice try. Come on, fight back. Oh. Oh shit. He got me. Oh shit. Come on, fight back. I said fight back! Filthy mage can't fight back.
Do not let him.
Did he escape?
I don't know.
Lieutenant Titus, come in.
This is Titus.
Chaos forces have been detected.
Oh my god, the pop in. Oh my god.
After Aurora.
The world is breaking.
For Demarium immediately.
Captain, we need evac.
I was a boy on Calf when the word bearers attacked. I came to know the mark of chaos.
We're returning to the battle barge.
Oh shit, he had to deal with the world bearers.
But your suspicions
Word bearers.
Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
And don't you feel like a real piece of shit? Oh my god, thunder's still going out there. Get some sip on the way home. Alright, I'm gonna skip this. Because we are at the 3 hour and 1 minute mark. It's not the tab button. Alrighty. So, that will be it for tonight. Thank you all so much for stopping by if you did, or if you watch this later in like a VOD. It's greatly appreciated. I do appreciate every view I get. Tomorrow I will not be streaming, I believe. Let me pull up the schedule. Yes, tomorrow I will not be streaming. Thursday I will be streaming. That will be our horror night. The game I have planned as of right now is all I look up and or all I see when I look up is a ceiling or something like that. It's made by the people who did Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk, so it'll be really interesting. And then we'll just also like watch some stuff as well. Oh yeah, not really necessarily a long outro. I mean, I've really got nothing to say. So yeah, take care everybody. Let me get the thing. Good lord. Take care everybody. That was a big crack of thunder. Ironic given my white scars look tonight. So yeah. Bye bye. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, he wanted to get in the fusion game too. Meteor Black Dragon. Unbelievable.